Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Stays Crunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Stays Crunchy.
on with the show.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
People,
Stays Crunchy.
we finally got out of what seemed like the longest January on record. But it's February. In this house, it's Black History Month. I mean, probably, everywhere in America. I don't know how they do it in other parts of the world. I know they have a different month for England.
Oh.
It's like May or something like that. But for English Black History Week. But had sent a IG story of a friend of ours restaurant showing up in a list of businesses in Cleveland. So then I was like, for February, we're gonna try to open up with a little Black History support of any way, shape, or form, however that comes. And this week, it comes in a very long list that I'm not going to hit you with all of them. But this article, and it is in your show notes already, is 67 Black-owned restaurants, food, businesses, and more in Greater Cleveland. And so
we lost
Daniel. He's white. He might be telling him, I go trying to talk about Black history, my man just disappeared. But it's also probably his his method of recording, playing them out. This from Cleveland.com. Usually I don't hit Cleveland.com, but I actually got two from Cleveland.com this week. Later in the show we get to it, so it is what it is. Sometimes I gotta use Cleveland.com as a source. I gotta get over myself. That being said, 67 Black-owned restaurants, food, business, more in Greater Cleveland. Alex Darris is on the byline. Cleveland, Ohio. February is Black History Month. So there's no better time to highlight the BIPOC-owned restaurants in Northeast Ohio food scene. Black Indigenous
people
of color.
Yep.
Okay. From bakeries to bars and everything in between, Greater Cleveland has a growing number of Black-owned food businesses to inspire you to try some new to you places. There are 67 Black-owned restaurants and food businesses in Northeast Ohio. Food businesses. The way the headline is written, it is. I'm reading it as food and businesses, but no, it's food businesses. Once you see it in the article, it's laid a little better. Urban Street Food is on. 31707 Urban Street Food, which is actually over there in Garfield Heights. Serves breakfast and lunch that's full of knockout ingredients. Red velvet chicken and waffle sliders, French toast Philly sandwiches, and stuffed egg rolls are just a few specialties on the menu. Fuck with it. Let me scroll down a little bit. Bite Creole Kitchen. That's over in South Euclid, Willowick is what this says. Yep. Yeah, so maybe there's 2 locations. Exactly. Cajun comfort food, fried seafood packs, northern gumbo, po' boys, and more make up the menu. Oh, I mean, of course, while we're here is, of course, to support my homegirl, our homegirl, all of us, like, no, all three of us, that's our people. Joss's restaurant with her husband. I have no idea. With her partner?
Yeah.
I don't want to make assumptions.
Her partner and their sister.
Okay, very good, very good. It's called Brunchology. It's out there in Bedford. It's doing big things, y'all. This is what their review says. It's like another breakfast joint worth checking out is Brunchology in Bedford. The menu is full of inventive dishes, including a brunch version of a Polish boy. If you're from Cleveland, you know. Or the sweet, savory, and sticky, which is fried chicken dunked in hot honey and served in between Texas French toast. Now, I have a story to tell you about Brunchology, oddly enough. I'm at the barber recently enough. Lee needed a haircut. So right before they went back to school, so early in January, I'm sitting there just kicking it, and the second chair was like getting up to leave. It was like shutting it down I'm about to head over to Brunchology. I'm like, where? yeah, that's my homegirl spot. And so I just sat and rapped with the whole barbershop for a while. And I mean, a while about how that's my homegirl spot. This the food they making, why you need to go to it, and so forth and so on. And I immediately messaged Josh like, yo, they out here talking about your spot just random, because it's just random at my barbershop. And I told them they got to come through and so forth and so on. So if you get a couple of people saying you might have somebody come from my barber, come through. The one lady who was there, I don't know what she was doing there, but I still talked to her. She just came through. She was like, I might head over there right now. And I was like,
You should.
I hope you do, and so forth and so on. Cause I'm like, I'm proud of Joss and her peoples for getting this up and running and doing the damn thing, because it's hard to start a business. It just is. And Aunt went to the pre-opening, so you've had this food,
yes.
So I know you can speak to it.
It was very good food, but at the same time, it was like no matter how good the food was, I was going to support Josh no matter what.
For sure.
And it was it was great to see her. It was great to see you know, their part of their dreams coming true. And it's funny, like I'm gonna head back up there, but she's constantly posting about like, hey, you guys got to be patient. It's always like, hey man, we crowded and we know times are long, but so I'm trying to wait for a time to die down, but it's not dying down. And like she had posted, she had posted like video of it being like people waiting on them to open up the other day. Like, I think it was like,
oh wow, on
like Saturday or something like that. Like, they are doing really well. Like every time, I'll just see people that I know I don't know through her. Like, oh yeah, I just went to brunchology. So it's a big buzz for it, and I'm proud of her and her family.
So, like I said, super proud of her. It's rocking. It's out there in Bedford, y'all. 277 Northfield Road in Bedford. If you are in the Northeast Ohio area, go hit it up. What we got to do, we got to go like smack in the middle of the damn week, in the middle of the damn day. we got to get it.
I think
not on.
I think they're closed on Wednesdays.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't got Wednesday. Was just the day I pulled out my hat. Worry not, sir. But go see my peoples and support them, because they doing the damn thing, and that's so dope. Another spot on this list here is Cleveland Breakfast Club. Cleveland Breakfast Club takes the most important meal of the day seriously with its seasonal and locally sourced breakfast and lunch menu. The Shaker Square restaurant is a friendly place to enjoy dishes like pancake flight of pancakes. Interesting. Shrimp and grits and more. Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. Get to Flood's Urban Seafood Lounge. It's in Warrensville Heights, and also they had one in Akron. Flood's has a couple of locations Northeast Ohio selling seafood, wings, and more. The restaurant doubles as a bar and lounge. I really wish this guy would have written more, but he decided to make a list of 67 instead of a more tight list that could have possibly had more data points. Irie Jamaican Chicken. Now, here's the Jamaican Kitchen. Irie Jamaican Kitchen is a local Jamaican food restaurant group with several locations and growing in Northeast Ohio. It's a fast casual staple for jerk chicken bowls, oxtail plates, and Rasta pasta. The reason I point this one out, as I just scroll down the list, is one that's opened up around me. Like they just finished putting the sign up the other day, and it looks like it is very near opening. So I'm gonna have one of these around my way. Word up. Let's see. Nephew's Restaurant. That's down in Akron. Nephew's is a long-standing Akron institution serving barbecue and beyond for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ribs, shrimp po' boys, chicken gizzards, and beyond make up this menu. What do y'all think of gizzards?
It's not for me, but it's a lot of shit that's not for me.
Yeah, they just their own. Never had it though.
They are a bit too metallic in their flavor profile.
They're because they're not kidneys. They're like they're something we don't have, right?
Yeah. Basically, it's another weapon in the old bird's arsenal for its digesting situation.
I mean, I don't know. I think gizzards. I mean, to be fair, it just seems like one of those things. Is like, and we really ain't got to eat this no more, player. Like we can get as many.
But people fuck with.
We can get as many breasts as we want. Yeah, because like my mom makes a separate when she cooks Thanksgiving dinner, because I usually make my own nowadays, but like she used to make a separate one for her bowl. Like ain't nobody fuck with that with none of them gizzards.
Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish.
Oh yeah.
So Lee Road in Cleveland, Mayfield in South Euclid, Euclid itself, Maple Heights, and over here on the west side. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish has several Greater Cleveland locations for classic fried food from catfish to shrimp to chicken wings. The restaurant chain has it all with a comfort food sides to complement. That picture they got right here, that's from Saucer City. I was like, God damn, this Sam Silk look good, but this plate is actually from Saucer City. It's over in University Heights, and apparently they got one down on East 9th. Saucer City has 2 locations. One recently opened in downtown for its cult favorite fried chicken. Saucy chicken sandwiches, wings, slushies, and sides make up the majority of the menu at both locations. Nice. That plate look good, which I can show y'all. I don't know why I'm acting like I cannot reveal. Boop. Entire screen. Boom.
Oh,
that plate looks scrumptious. Let's see.
Sweet Pork Wilson's.
That's the spot I thought you was going to recently, Boxer. You said you was coming around the way, but that's up the road a bit. But I am nearly positive that dude look familiar as fuck to me. I don't know if I know him, but he looked familiar. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. That's the guy who runs Sweet Pork Wilson's. It's Heather and Jason Brooks. Oddly enough, their last name ain't Wilson. What's that about? One of the West Side's newest barbecue restaurants is a family-owned Sweet Pork Wilson's. Slow smoke menu includes wing, brisket, ribs, chicken, Philly sandwiches, and more. This is the Roaming Biscuit. Huh. I need a spot like this. The Roaming Biscuit is one of Cleveland's most beloved brunch options for a reason. The shop specializes in homemade biscuits with toppings that range from simple butter to loaded bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. The Roaming Biscuits is over on West 29th. I might have to get over there. That look that ideal holds my interest. I guess we should actually have a couple of these vegan options here. You might be a vegan. The Vegan Club makes plant-based food that you don't realize is vegan because each dish is so full of flavor. It's vegan food you won't find anywhere else, like vegan crab fries or pecan vegan bolognese. Interesting. Vegan Donut Company. Another great vegan option for sweets is the Vegan Donut Company. In Lakewood, the inventive donuts come in flavors like cookie butter, creme brulee, strawberry milkshake, and more. Be real with you, I've had these donuts. They don't do it for me. But people who fuck with vegan shit, like my Vanessa's sister, love them Jones. So, but she vegan, so she coming at it from a better perspective than I.
What really do you have to change for like a vegan donut? That's kind of like almost cheating, lightweight, because if I'm rocking with a glaze, you ain't got a vegan that bad boy is already vegan.
I know. I don't.
Bless you.
Yeah, well, God bless you, old lady. But I know I can't call it. The texture's different, so that just might be their type of the donut they manufacture. I don't like their flavor. It's what it is, man. Everybody who do some vegan shit always got to be like, I got to do this to tweak it even more. It's like, maybe no, you don't. Maybe you could just use not meat and not animal products.
Like, what would be in a donut that wouldn't be vegan? Like the butter and the eggs? That's it?
No, but I don't know if butter and eggs are in all donut recipes.
Yeah, really that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know how to make. I've never made donuts, but if anything that I could think of that might be in what I would consider to be a donut recipe off of an assumption, those are the only 2 things I could think of.
Yeah, so random. Vegan Vibes is a local catering and weekend delivery food service specializing in plant-based Afro-Panamanian, Afro-Caribbean cuisine. Menu items include vegan chorizo, black bean burgers, baked plantain stuffed with beef. It's vegan, so of course not. Fried vegan codfish and more. Okay, it's probably what is that jackfruit they use usually for a fish substitute? Zanzibar, Aunt was just talking about the other day, and was like, "We've been there," and I was like, "We have," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we have," because it used to have a different name. And so Zanzibar, there has a couple of locations in town, one downtown and one out in Shaker Square.
Yeah, it used to be Stonewall, right?
Yes. Serving its elevated version of soul food like turkey chops, salmon croquettes, or should I say salmon croquettes to black it up. The restaurant group was recently repurchased by its original owner with a focus on consistency and service. Wait a minute. Has it gone back? Is it a problem now?
I don't know.
Or was him buying it back, making it what made it good?
Remember, I talked about this recently where they said that, like, people were talking about Zanzibar on Instagram or whatever, and then people in the comments were talking about how shitty it was, and then people were trying to defend it, saying that the original person bought it back and it was better now.
Okay, so it's better because of the original owner. I thought you were saying it was better because somebody else had bought it, and now this is saying the original owner bought it. And I'm like, did that fuck it up? Is it going to go back to bad? But you're saying he is the one solving the issue.
That's what the people in the comments claimed. I can't attest to that because I haven't been there since that day. I think we went there, like 2 or 3 times back in the day? I know it was at least twice.
For sure. Twice is about the maximum I put on that. I feel like twice is what about the time we went. Because it was like, it took forever.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. It's like, bro,
that was the issue. Like, we would go in there, there'd be no one in there, and it would still take like an hour and 40 minutes to get in and out on a lunch break. Which, when you know us, we did not have an hour and 40 minutes for our lunch break.
But oftentimes took an hour and 40 for our lunch break.
I remember
played the festival.
What it is.
I remember one time, that might not have been with y'all, but I remember back in the day, I took a lunch, and then I think I ran into y'all, then I took another lunch. That was a great day.
Fucking, I'm on the grind. Zoma, Ethiopian restaurant. That's in Cleveland Heights. Zoma serves authentic Ethiopian food in an environment that's as comforting as the food. What?
Man, I looked up and I just saw Donovan Mitchell clapping his hands in a ref's face and yelling at him.
Oh, did he get tacked? Did he get thrown out?
He got teed up.
Oh yeah, one T I'll accept. 2 T's I cannot. Aside from its robust menu that caters to both meat eaters and vegans, Zoma's wine collection includes bottles of Ethiopian honey wine. Respected, y'all. So, that's just a little something. That list has 67 items on it. So, again, it's in your show notes. So you can enjoy that and go through it all. Like I said, it's really more in these local streets than anything else. But I just want to make sure we celebrate Black history, and we celebrate it how Team SKiM would do. And that's a little bit of celebrating our people, basically. It's mostly just me trying to say go to Brunchology and go support my homegirl. But everybody else get some love and enjoy your foods and so forth and so on. Nothing to it. I'm very happy to throw some love you guys' way as well. But with that being said, let's get to it. Now there she goes again, the dopest Ethiopian, and now the world around me begins moving in slow motion whenever she happens to walk by. Why does the apple of my eye overlook and disregard my feelings no matter how hard I try? Wait, well, no, I did not really pursue my little princess with persistence and a voice so low-key that she wasn't aware of my existence. From a distance. I desired her, secretly admired her, wired her a letter to get her, and it went, my dear, you do not know me, but I know you very well. Now let me tell you about the feelings I have for you when I try or make some sort of attempt. I simp. Damn, I wish I wasn't such a wimp, because then I would let you know that I love you so, and if I was your man, then I would be true. The only lying I would do is in the bed with you. Then I signed it sincerely, the one who loves you dearly. P.S. Love me tender. The letter came back 3 days later.
Return to sender.
Damn. She keeps on passing me by. Saw some youngins on the TikToks doing a first reaction to that song, and it's fun watching the youth go back and listen to songs of my youth and how impressed they are with shit. They're like, yo, that's crazy. And they watch the video, and of course the video for that song is very wild as well. That is the Far Side's Pass Me That is Fat Lips verse, one of the most amazing verses in all of hip hop. Probably will put that in a top 20, 25 situation. But hey, welcome to the show. It's episode 526, and we and we head north of Bowling Green. You know what I'm saying? I am your host, and it's Tayrell 713. Join us always my best friends, the 216 Zone, Tatum.
Hello. And no, I'm not close to Ashtabula.
And of course, it's the big homie Lunchbox 2099. What's the good word?
You're welcome.
I mean, yeah, that's a word. It's a good set of words. I had to spill tea all over myself. I'm glad that cooled down a substantial amount.
You spilled that tea, sir.
Or that would have been a problem. Of course, I have nothing to soak it up with, so we just gonna have a slightly sticky counter. I only put a teaspoon of sugar in the tea.
Just a teaspoon of sugar, make the medicine go down.
I follow not follow. There's this a lady in gaming. Her name is Lucy James. She like be on Kind of Funny and GameStop and Giant Bomb and all those things. And she was explaining how to make a British cuppa once, and she said 1 level teaspoon of sugar. I was like, because I've been trying to drink it sand sugar for a very long while, but she's like, nah, this English way is 1 level tea. And I was like, okay, Lucy James, I trust you on this matter. And so that's how I've been preparing my tea since. 1 level teaspoon of sugar. This is, of course, a mug that Anthony got me. It's from my video viewers. It's from
Chicago?
The Chicago Aquarium. Yeah. So we fuck with it. Plus, I always have to show off shit for the camera now, and I love it. Those are my records.
I have a lovely and very heavy King Shark.
Man, that game is catching the business.
Yes. I heard
people
in the UK the day before it came out, it went on sale by 30%.
That was at one particular seller, so you can never trust them, but that's real too. But apparently it's very broken. It's a very sad return for Rockstar because Rockstar made, those 3 pretty great Batman games and a pretty decent, actually, that VR Batman game they made. Not bad. And then they do this because basically probably somebody, high up the chain was like, we need this. And apparently it has a good story, and good voice acting, but everything else is no thank you. So when that ends up going on sale or just ends up showing up on a Game Pass or whatever, that's when I'll probably end up copping that one. But, there are a couple news stories, some discussion betwixt us all, and we'll be great.
Rocksteady, not Rockstar, that made those games.
Rocksteady. Did I say Rockstar? Mm-hmm. My apologies. Rocksteady definitely is who makes those genres. First story is whack, and I'm sorry for it, but remember, we do what we have to do out here. And next story, and then the second story, of course, is of the good news for Rioto. So worry not, you get them both. It's from the Ohio Capital Journal. It's Megan Henry on the byline. She's great. She always writes about things that matter to this state. This care is medically necessary. Advocates react to Ohio Senate overriding House Bill 68 veto. Ohio transgender youth who aren't already on a treatment plan won't be able to access gender-affirming care after House Bill 68 takes effect on April 23rd. Ohioans have seen firsthand how valuable gender-affirming care is for their children. My son would not be here if he hadn't found gender-affirming care here in Ohio, Rick Colby said, talking about his 31-year-old transgender son, Ashton. You can't put a price on gender-affirming care, Nick Zingarelli said, referring to his 14-year-old transgender daughter. But now those dads fear for Ohio's transgender youth. Those not already receiving it won't be able to access gender-affirming care after the House and the Senate voted to override Governor Mike DeWine's veto of House Bill 68, banning doctors from providing gender-affirming care to trans youth. The bill is set to take effect on April 23rd. They need this care, said Dr. Carl Street, president of the U.S. Professional Association of Transgender Health. This care is medically necessary, Street said. It's critical for their well-being. It's critical for their mental well-being long-term. Ohio families can apply for the Southern Trans Youth Emergency Project, STYEP, a regional project for the Campaign for Southern Equality. This is in partnership with Equality Ohio, Trans Ohio, and the Kaleidoscope Youth Center. STYEP can help families find out-of-state gender-affirming care providers and offer emergency grants of $500 for things such as travel and medication. Gender-affirming care can include any single or combination of number of social, psychological, behavioral, and medical interventions designed to support and affirm an individual's gender identity according to the World Health Organization. A 2022 study published in the JAMA Network Open found access to hormones and puberty blockers for young people ages 13 to 20 was associated with 60% lower odds of moderate or severe depression and a 73% lower odds of self-harm or suicidal thoughts compared with to youths who didn't get these medications. You're going to have kids that suffer from higher rates of depression, Zingarelli said. You're going to have kids that are going to get out of Ohio as soon as they possibly can, either together with their parents now or as soon as they turn 18. Gender affirming care is supported by every major medical organization in the United States. And Street said it boggles his mind when politicians don't listen to healthcare professionals. Lawmakers who don't listen to the best medical practice are causing harm to their constituents, he said. The reason the legislators are focused on this is that for them, they see it as a winning topic to distract from the fact that they don't know how to govern on any other issue. State Senator Nathan Manning of North Ridgeville, who was the only Republican to vote against overriding DeWine's veto on the gender-affirming care ban, but for Colby, this transcends political party affiliation. I'm a parent before I'm a Republican, first and foremost, Colby said. My son has been on an incredible journey, but we've done this together. He wasn't alone. The unconditional love that I have for him, that all the other parents have for their children, is what guides us and fortifies us in this journey. The Zingarellis consider themselves lucky. Their daughter is already receiving gender-affirming care at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center, so she'll be able to continue to receive care under HB 68's grandfather clause that allows doctors who have already started treatment on patients to continue. We're grateful for that, he said, but that in no way makes it okay that she was lucky enough to have been born in the year that she was born in. There's too many other out there that are going to be incredibly unlucky, and all those that came after her in Ohio if this bill stands up to legal challenge. Families will move out of Ohio in search of better health care, said Siobhan Boyd Nelson, Equality Ohio's co-interim executive director. We know that many families have been planning for this day, and that right now families are making some very difficult decisions, Boyd Nelson said. House Bill 68 becoming law in Ohio will continue to have ripple effects throughout the state. It's going to impact the way that physicians and other medical providers do their work in Ohio, Boyd Nelson said. It's already raised a number of difficult questions for providers in a number of areas because they are now faced with ethical conundrum that I don't even think you'd want to face on a law school exam. You know what it is. You know why I constantly talk about this. You know why I continue to fight the good fight because of this. And these fucking sons of bitches just did it anyway. Just because they've decided this. Again, that's the article stated it, but you know what it is. They decided this is winning. This will get people talking. And they've already said out loud. So this is not them making up, this is not us thinking, that they said their next step is to try to take gender affirming care from adults. Because they don't believe trans people should exist. So it's not, kids is just where they aim their gun at first. But then soon and very soon they will come for adults. I want you to know, in all these things, they are always going to be coming for your rights next. They will try and take your shit from you because they think they can. And right now, they got a Supreme Court that'll probably be like, yep, you can do that. And there ain't shit that can happen. My kid, luckily, it has started their gender affirming care. And so they are grandfathered in, apparently. But what the fuck that mean? Because somebody could be unhappy and be like, nah, I'm getting rid of that grandfather clause. Because if they can just pass this law, they certainly will. They can certainly come in and do what they want to do. But there is some help available. As you read in that article, there's a group, the Campaign for Southern Equality. And if you go to their website, states that are already have already banned gender affirming care or are about to ban gender affirming, you can literally just click on your state and they have information on what you need to do to help. It is in your show notes, but I want to read you a little bit what they say. Resources for transgender youth and family in Ohio impacted by the anti-trans health care bill. Following a key vote from the Ohio Senate, a ban on medically necessary health care is soon set to take effect in Ohio. The new law bans the initiation of gender-affirming care for people under the age of 18, including puberty blockers, gender-affirming hormone therapy, and surgery. The bill provides an exception for youth under the age of 18 who have been residents of Ohio since the bill's effective date and started receiving gender-affirming care in Ohio prior to the effective date. These youth can continue to receive hormone replacement therapy and puberty delaying medication from a provider in Ohio. Please note, this exception excludes youth who may have been receiving gender-affirming care in Ohio prior to the effective date of the bill, but who are not residents of Ohio. The campaign for Southern Equality is working with Equality Ohio, Kaleidoscope Youth Center, and Trans Ohio to provide resources and information to impacted families. Please use this form below to request more information. Again, this link is in your show notes. If you are in Ohio and you might need a hand, at least we have at least one source here, or several sources working in concert to try to help parents and children who are going to be affected by this horseshit ass bill. Or now law. Got to call it what the fuck it is.
Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere.
Thank you. It truly is. It's wild, man. In our good news, we talked about it a little bit last week, but here's a nice little write-up of it. Movies to return to Great Northern Mall with a new operator taking over the old Regal space. Megan Sims on the byline. North Olmsted, Ohio. Movies will be returning soon to Great Northern Mall with the announcement Tuesday that Phoenix Theaters will be taking over the space vacated about a year ago by Regal Cinema. It definitely doesn't seem like it was a year ago, but wow, you know how time is. According to management, Phoenix expected to invest $5 million into the 43,955 square foot building that is connected to the mall near JCPenney and not far from the shuttered Sears store. It is also announced that North Olmsted officials plan to approve a grant of an unspecified amount to Phoenix in February. Scheduled to open this summer, this will be Phoenix's 8th theater and the first entry into the greater Cleveland market, what the company said would feature Dolby Atmos audio technology and heated recliners that have liftable armrests. I mean, they're already there. The heated part is new, so I mean, I guess they got new seats.
Well, with them raising up also means they go down, so you get to snuggle closer.
Yeah. But Phoenix said the theater would employ around 50 people. Other Phoenix operations include 4 in Michigan at Laurel Park in Livonia Mall of Monroe in Monroe, State Wayne in Wayne, and Woodland Mall in Grand Rapids. Plus operations at the Northone Mall in Defiance, Ohio, Kennedy Mall in Dubuque, Iowa, and the Beacon Cinema in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I've been to the Beacon. No, I've been to a theater that has a similar name in my travels to Massachusetts, so that's funny. Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronay and North Olmsted Mayor Nicole Daly were present for the news conference. This afternoon is more than about announcing a new business opening. It's about a community pillar coming back to life, Daly said. Though a number of theaters closed regionally since the start of the pandemic, to date only one has reopened. In a few months, Phoenix Theaters will be the second with the reopening of Great Northern Mall Cinema. Oh, that's what they're going to call the Great Northern Mall. Okay. Daly said the movie theaters play an important role in the communities. They are a source of cultural enrichment and expose community members to new ideals, art forms, and creative expressions they may not otherwise experience. Regal closed its doors early last year, a decade after opening in 2013. That movie theater had been there for 10 years. It did time, bro. It had brought the movie experience back to North Olmsted following the closing of another theater in 2000 located in the outdoor shopping complex near where Home Depot stands now. When was there a theater over there? Do you remember a theater being over there in that little shopping plaza going?
No.
Not at all. That's crazy. The former Regal Cinema featured 10 auditorium with a stadium seating and once hosted Regal's only RPX theater in the area, which features a 55-foot wide screen with premier digital audio system. With the pandemic and the rise of streaming services, the theater industry has been struggling to bring moviegoers, leading to closings across the region and nationally. In early 2023, the North Olmsted Regal became the third area movie theater to close. The section of the Great Northern Mall near the area of the theater has been struggling since the closing of Ohio's last remaining full-size Sears store in 2020. Yet it remains one of the region's largest shopping centers with 4 main anchors, JCPenney, Macy's, Dillard's, and Dick's, in addition to dozens of smaller stores and restaurants within its excess of 1.2 million square foot of the indoor mall. Hey, man, I'm just happy to have it back, bro. It's coming back just in time for, our summer blockbusters, and so I love that theater. And like I said, that was my theater of choice. And I'm yeah, come on, let's do this. Let's go, baby. I'm gladly return to the theater with a new name and hot seats.
Is there anything else that Phoenix offers like that they're known for? Is like,
well, I literally just clicked on a Phoenix Theaters because I wanted to see what was popping with them.
do they got like some special bacon popcorn or something?
Let's see if they anything pops up in the wheelhouse locations. Nothing so far. Craft beverages, though, available at all Phoenix locations. Our guests can now enjoy a stellar selection of domestic beer, craft beer, and red and white wine.
Oh,
so you can get your drink on. But I mean, I think everybody was getting their drink on at some point, right?
yeah. At our local theater, I think it's one of the ones we go to is a Regal. Man, they got these mini churros. They bang hard as hell.
Why do churros go so crazy,
see,
man?
And not only like usually when you go to a theater, like they usually scamp you on some shit. They give you like they like the size of a thumb or my thumb rather, and you get like 20 of them bad boys. Me and Spud was like, these are good, and we had enough to share, so it was pretty good. I don't know why churros are so good. Did you know that Costco discontinued their churros and they're doing chocolate chip cookies now?
When that just happened? I could have sworn
just recently. Like
I saw a video today of people eating 2 Costco chocolate chip cookies with ice cream in the middle. Like they got like the dollar ice cream and then got 2 cookies and made a sandwich. I also saw on the menus, like when the video finished playing it, like, you know, it reverted back to like the first panel. It showed like the menu for the cookies and like all the items on the Costco menu. The cookie was $2.49, and at the bottom it said 1 cookie was 750 calories. So 2 of them cookies is 1,500 calories plus whatever the ice cream was. That's probably like a 2,000 calorie ice cream sandwich.
I had the new cookie from Costco, minus the extra cookie and minus the ice cream. And I'm fine never having it again. It wasn't that great.
I'm not. I ain't trying to shit on Costco's little situation because I know a lot of people depend on it, and you know, decent food at a decent price. But they pizza good. I do like their pizza. I'm not saying their pizza is, you know, quality. It's what you think you're gonna get for a $1.50 slice.
When you just got finished walking around for an hour lifting 6 cases of water, you could use a slice of hearty pizza.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I'm never gonna knock the hustle or knock Costco. They are known to be good employers. Forgive me. They pay their employees well. They have a decent benefits package. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing dirty about me, man.
Yeah,
and the fact they CEO continues to fight for good pricing in his stores. Even a lot of people will be like, "Nah, man, I'm about to raise this shit." Is okay by me.
I mean, like their whole chickens are still $4.99, and
Vanessa's dad caught me 2 last week.
Man, like going there and seeing that line for chickens is something to see sometimes. And the way people be just like, you see this long ass line, they be getting that, people in there be getting heated. Like, you see me waiting in this long ass line, you just hop in front of me and just grab a chicken. If you don't get the fuck up out of here, I'm gonna throw a hot ass chicken at you. It's crazy.
Don't do it. Reconsider.
But I like going to Costco, but Sam's Club only etches them out by slightly, just a little bit. Like that, like when you busy as fuck on a Saturday, and you can just do that scan and go, it's a fucking lifesaver.
Yeah, nice. I had to go I was off today because I had a doctor's appointment. But so I was like driving from the doctor's office, then down the road to go get the blood work done. And I was like, fuck, I got to go to Target. And then I was like, all right, that's cool. I go after him. And then I'm like, fuck, it's the first of the month. It's about to be body rocking that bitch. It was not. They're probably, next door and then go make their way over. But I got in, got my Target run done. And they had an aisle open because it is the first of the month. So they have aisles open. And so I ain't have to go through self-checkout. So that was good. And got my little shopping did. It was just house shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Body wash and dog food and, you know what I'm saying? Just normal bullshit. So, and Vanessa wanted some Gardettos.
Man, if I know I could probably find some on eBay. And like when you go to like a off the beaten path gas station, you can still find Chipotle cheddar Gardettos. Whew. I would punch a baby for a bag of those right now. Like, because when we used to, still work downtown, that Eckies, that gas station in the flats used to have them, but not like you got to have at least your zero bars got to have at least an inch of dust on them if you're gonna have the Chipotle cheddar Gardettos.
Very very specific purchases. Yeah. That's the thing. Like I said, we've been to spots. We know spots that basically got old food sitting around. People be wilding or talking greasy about 7-Eleven, but 7-Eleven keep their stock rotating. Yeah. It's a part of being a 7-Eleven. Like, you have to. I'm telling you right now, 7-Eleven is kind of the lick if you have a company owned 7-Eleven store in your neck of the woods. Trust what they're making and how they make it because it's up to snuff. It's up to code and it's up to snuff and it ain't bad. 7-Eleven pizza, pretty good. Like oftentimes I'm like, especially if I'm in Boston and I'm just on a move. Because usually when I'm in Boston, I'm there for a convention. I will slide through a 7-Eleven, grab me a couple of slices, go get me a couple of bottles of water, and I'll be straight. Move, people. Trust your boy. Plus, it's one it's a 7-Eleven super close to the convention center. Like, just like it's not across the street because it's massive, but across the way. I'll say that.
I'm pretty sure I went there when we were there.
Oh yeah, well sir.
Because I remember I had a bag of like Gatorade and snacks and stuff that I had gotten that I had in the hotel that time.
Yep. That one over there by the hotel is a very nice 7-Eleven. I like that 7-Eleven a lot. That was over there by
the bottom of like an office building or something like that.
Yes, indeed. That's when I kind of hit up on the regularly again. Whenever I'm in Boston, I can't believe Aunt went to Boston. Not he had to, but Aunt went to Boston without me. I want to be. I've been to Boston with Box. I didn't get to go to Boston with Aunt.
Well, maybe we can do it again because I really enjoy going to Boston.
Love that time.
Yeah.
Truly.
Unfortunately, your son had to do his once in a lifetime going to prom.
How dare he live his life and be amazing?
But yeah, it was I don't know that I might have went to the same 7-Eleven. It was under right in front of office building.
Oh, because I know the theater is that you went to go see the Doughboys. I know you went to that 7-Eleven. It's that 7-Eleven. That's the exact 7-Eleven I'm talking about.
And
because I know where that theater is in relation to it.
It's a couple doors down from the halal guys, and man, I still dream about that food to this day. That food was so fucking good. Like when I got it, I was like, "What?" I didn't know exactly what to get. I heard it was good, but I hadn't had it before, and so they fixing it, and I get back to my hotel. I'm like, man, I don't even know what this shit is. I know I didn't get the right sauces, and I just started eating it. I was like, God damn, this is good.
Fuck with it, man. Well, Anthony, it is your show right now, sir. What you got for us?
So it's two parts to this. I'll start from the beginning. I was doing my normal thing a couple days ago. I dropped my kids off at school, and on the way back going home, out of the corner of my eye, I see a turkey. Like, oh man, I'm looking. I really can't stop because it's not a busy. It's a main street, so I'm like, man, I wish I could, take a picture of this because in our neighborhood, it's this just giant plot of land where it's like a car. I guess the airport, the local airport owns it or something like that. But it's like this giant plot of land where, like, not during like this time of year, but like, every like sunset, there's always like these deer like sitting on top of this hill, and it's always so majestic looking. I'm like, damn, I wish I could stop and take a picture of this, but I cannot because it's on the main street. But one day I might be able to catch it. So I see this turkey, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. Because like I used to see a lot more turkeys in our neighborhood, but I haven't seen them in a while. And they're usually like over like closer to the creek. And the school is away from the creek. It's like 2 miles away from the creek. So I get home and, do work. It comes time to go pick up the kids. Like, I was actually talking to my mom on the phone during this interaction with the children. And I'm like, hey, guys, guess what I seen on the way home from dropping you off this morning? And I seen a turkey. I was like, whoa, for real? And then my youngest son immediately was like, yeah, and I seen a kangaroo over there. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And he just starts naming all these other animals that don't live in this area. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, you did not see a turkey over there. And I'm like, I did. Why would you say that? He's like, you didn't see a turkey. And then, like, I moved on with my day. But I was just, like, perplexed, like, why didn't you believe that I seen a turkey? And I guess this is where your part comes in, T.
Fair enough. We're gonna push play. Thumb me up if make sure if y'all hearing it.
So yesterday, when I gave you a ride home from school, why did I give you a ride home from school? But when I was driving you home from school, I was telling you about I seen a turkey. Did you believe me that you seen a turkey? That I seen a turkey?
No.
Why did you believe me?
Because I never seen a turkey in my life.
So, do you think I'm a lie? Like I lied to you?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think I lied to you about seeing a turkey?
Because I think because you did not see a turkey.
Okay. So, do you know that turkeys are in our neighborhood? Or you just didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Okay. I remember I got a couple.
Oh, yeah. And Mr. Mac showed us a picture of 2 turkeys running away from the high school.
So they were running away from the high school. So how come you didn't believe? You believe Mr. Mac and not believe me? Or Mr. Mac just have picture proof of it?
Proof.
Oh, okay.
Get proof.
Okay, he had proof that he seen a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So do I need to get proof of these turkeys next time I see one?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm your dad, right? So you don't trust me?
I do.
You do? All right. So what should I do next time I see a turkey?
Take a picture?
Take a picture? But I was driving my car. What?
Just stop and take a picture.
Okay, I'll try. But also, did you know turkeys were dangerous? So you don't want me to get out of my car and get attacked by a turkey, right?
No, just stay in your car and take a picture.
What would you do if you seen a turkey?
Fight it.
Why would you fight a turkey?
Oh, it just snap its neck.
Okay, that is how people.
It's a man of
that's
action.
what people do to turkeys before they cook it. What do you think a turkey looks like? Because you only seen a turkey without feathers, right? When I cooked one.
Yeah, it has a skinny neck and a tiny head and a huge body. And feathers.
What color are the feathers?
Red.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Orange.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes green.
Sometimes green?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Anything else?
Unlike him taking your word for it.
What kind of animals have you seen in our yard?
Deer, foxes, raccoons, all that kind of stuff.
You seen a fox?
Yes.
What's your favorite kind of animal?
Cheetah.
Cheetah?
Mm-hmm.
Who's faster, a turkey or a cheetah?
Cheetah.
Who tastes better, a turkey or a cheetah?
Turkey. Of course a turkey tastes better.
I don't know. You never had a cheetah before. It might taste pretty good.
Yeah. Cook me a cheetah.
I mean, cook you a cheetah?
Yeah, cook me a cheetah.
All right.
Cook me a cheetah. Oh, yeah. And one thing, you have to go to the savannah.
To get a cheetah?
Uh-huh.
Well, I do think it's unfair that you didn't trust me, because you started saying when I told you I seen a turkey, you started naming all these animals you seen in our neighborhood that you probably wouldn't see.
Well, actually, we did see a Arctic fox.
You seen an Arctic fox in our neighborhood?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What other kind of animals do you think you've seen?
I know I didn't see a Diabloceratops.
Okay.
I did not see that thing.
Okay.
That is a dinosaur, and that's extinct.
What other animals are extinct?
Oh, Spinosauruses, Tyrannosauruses, and Mosasauruses, all that kind of dinosaur stuff.
What kind of animal that's not a dinosaur is extinct that you know of? Because remember, we went to the museum, and I was like, man, I want to see a blank. Because I never seen a blank before. Do you remember what that animal was?
No.
A dodo bird. I want to see a dodo bird so bad.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Or I want to see a Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. You got any questions for me about animals?
I want to see a white-tailed eagle.
Oh, okay. A wedge-tailed eagle? What's your favorite kind of bird? I know you love birds too.
White-tailed eagle.
Okay. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Oh, and a red-bellied hawk.
Oh, I think I've seen one of those. But I wish maybe we should take a bird watching class or something like that.
Ooh.
So we can see some birds together.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and can we record this?
Okay, we will try.
Yeah, baby.
So,
Oh, shit.
so one thing I would like to point out is that dude lied several times on that fucking recording.
In that very conversation, somebody lied in this house, but it ain't you.
So, but yeah, we don't live anywhere near Arctic foxes, so I don't know what the hell he was talking about. And I know the one time we did see I seen a fox in our yard, and it was like notorious, like I seen a fox. I'm pretty sure he didn't see that fox because he wasn't born yet. But yeah, it was
the memory transferred through your DNA to him.
It was your urethra.
Yeah. To quote Cotton Hill.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I was like really taken aback by we having this conversation in the car, and this dude was like, "Fuck that, Dad. You didn't see a turkey, but one of my teachers seen one before." But yeah, it was just interesting. I know I meant to do it tonight, but they ate too many snacks earlier. We got those new space Oreos.
Oh, nice. Where'd you find them at?
Shit. I think it was either a Walmart or Meijer. Most likely at Walmart. But
I got the black and white ones over here.
They had those. Those are gone already. I've been trying to mix it up. I sent the guys a picture of some EL fudges, and when I opened up the fucking pack, I'm like, man, that's too much fucking fudge. I was just like, it was just too much stuffing in them. I'm like, man, that is wild. it was. But I've been trying to mix it up because like my partner be like, stop putting the same thing in their lunch, and I'm like, I mean, I guess it's a fine line between comfort and somebody getting bored with it. But like, I try to mix it up because I was gonna put the fake Samoas in there, but I'm like, maybe they're not ready for those yet.
I have been packing Xander's lunch for ever. Pretty much the same lunch. Because that's just what the fuck they eat. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, you want to flip it up and then tweak it and freak it, but it's like, bruh, just make sure they eat.
Yeah, like my oldest son, he is like diversifying a little bit because for a long time they was like, man, we only want bologna, no cheese on it. Like I just put bologna in a tortilla and wrap it up and put in his lunch. And I was like, I'm going to take you to a deli and we're going to try a couple different kinds of meat so you can, you know, find something you like.
Maybe expand your horizons.
Yeah, but the other day I just put some turkey in there. He was like, okay, that's good. That's cool. But with the Arctic Fox Watcher, he only like sometimes he'll do some turkey pepperoni, and it'll just be like almost like making a Lunchable for him. But other than that, it's not a lot of stuff to put in there. I need to find some good bowls that'll keep like some pasta or something warm.
Yeah.
And that would probably help out.
You gotta get the little shorty thermoses.
I just need to just find one to buy. Like,
I get it from Target back in the camping section.
What just the Thermos brand one?
I don't know. I think those are Thermos brand thermoses. Yeah.
Because I know they got some at Mark's, but that's a whole nother story. But I'll have to have them test the Oreos because I didn't eat any of those black and white ones.
Yeah, I kind of want to do a review, but then I'm like, we kind of said we ain't doing that no more, so I'm kind of like,
I mean, I've had every new Oreo in the house, but I haven't eaten any of them. Like every time they come out, like I'll buy them for the boys because, I mean, every time we tried them, they tried them, and so they was just like, yeah, I just been keeping it going. Like I might try this one because it's like so fucking weird looking and stuff. My older son was actually like, "Hey, man, I'll even try some milk with these," because I was like,
"Well, so you know, like the Mario ones and the Pokemon ones, you dip in milk, the milk fills in like the voids and it makes the picture kind of pop. So that's why I probably would understand why he want to roll with some milk.
Yeah, but these got popping candies in them. So I'm like, you
like the 4th of July.
I'm like, you won't get the full experience by just eating this dry. You have to dip it in milk. So
4th of July and the cherry cola ones. Trust me, our Oreo knowledge runs deep, people. Yeah.
So hopefully soon. Like I got some recording equipment for Christmas. So I'm going to try to do some more recording with the boys. I got something that I'm working on for myself to turn into T. Hopefully, maybe I need to have T give me some editing lessons because if I'm not mistaken, it might be the same equipment that we use when we're on the road.
Oh, is it the little shorty? The one for the cars is the one we use when we on the table.
On the table.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same recorder we use. Yeah. You'd have plenty of experience with this already.
So, that was me and my youngest son. Hashing out some turkey tails, and that's about it.
The little homie eat, pray, thug. Sauce to the good. Oh, what's I gonna tell you? I don't know. Whatever it was, it has escaped my brain, so I will let it walk. My dog just staring at me off in the distance.
Oops.
I mean, you've been fed and watered, my guy. What do you need? I would tell Vanessa to come get you. Oh my gosh, Box man, we hand the reins over to you, sir. Some story time with Lunchbox. How's your week been? What's been going on in your world that you care to share with the listener?
So I had my 6-month follow up at my doctor this week.
Nice.
And I realized just how fucking pointless it is when I was there. So I've talked about this in the past, how like whenever I go, it's always the same lady that checks me in, and my blood pressure with her is always exactly the same. Like the numbers are always the same. Like there's no deviation. It's never like 148 over 80. It's always 150 over some number every single time. Like how can my blood pressure be so consistent with one person? But so my one blood pressure medication, like I had ran out of it last week, and so like I didn't have like the one blood pressure medication for like I missed a dose because like I had sent a message on like the fucking app with the doctor, like, hey, I'm about to run out of this shit in like 4 days or whatever. But I sent it on like a Saturday night, so I didn't expect anyone to see it until like Monday. So I figured like 2 doses would be gone by then, so I'd be down to 2 by the time they got to the message. And like the first 2 times I had done it like that, I was like they responded like same day. So I was like I wasn't really sweat it, But then like this got to the second day and they hadn't responded, and I ended up like they didn't respond that day either. And then I called like the third day after I was out at this point, and I had to leave a message on some hotline. Uh, then I got like a call back from like a doctor's assistant or some shit, and we're like, "Oh, we submitted your prescription refill, yada yada yada. If you need anything else, let us know." And then like I go pick up the prescription after I had spent like my mom had called me last Thursday, which was the day the prescription got filled, and I had to leave work after like an hour, and had to go to the hospital with my mom because she was like having issues. So like I missed almost an entire day of work, and I went and go pick up the prescription, and it was only for like 30 days when normally it's for 90. So like I had my appointment on Monday, like the a couple of days after I picked up that prescription. So like I said, that lady, I get there like 10 minutes early. I check in, and then that same lady comes and gets me out of the waiting room to take me back. Pulls the same shit she always pulls, where like she has me hop up on the table and is like talking to me, just has my arm dangling up in the like she's taking my blood pressure with like my arm like up in the air. Like I'm not on a table. I'm not like steadied on nothing. I'm literally holding my arm up in the air so that she could put the cuff on and do her thing, while like my feet are dangling in the air because I'm up on an exam table, and I'm talking to her while it's doing it. So yeah, and like plus I'm going to the fucking doctor's office. I'm nervous as shit, So it's like, of course my blood pressure's high. I'm doing fucking aerobic exercises right now while you're doing this. But whatever. So like I'm at the point where like I don't even fucking care anymore. Like write down whatever you want. Like I know what my blood pressure usually is, and like I know what I'm doing, and like as far as like my day-to-day life, I mean I know what I'm doing. So like I'm like, all right, write your fucking high numbers down. I don't even give a shit no more. So then I ask her, I'm like, so like, do you work directly with my doctor? And she starts getting defensive. I could tell because this lady, I could tell she's like a rough person, not like rough like from the streets, like, but like rough like
Nurse from the
she
streets.
reads into like the type of person who reads too much into shit that like doesn't have anything like negative about it. Like I wasn't trying anything. I was just curious because every time I've been there, she has been the doctor's assistant or nurse or whatever she is that takes me back to the exam room every single time. But I've seen other people there doing the same shit. So I was just curious if like I was just so happened to be getting the same person every single time, or if like she just works with my doctor and that's why it was happening. So it wasn't like I was trying to like have some nefarious meaning behind my question, but she started off real defensive, and then when I explained it, she's like, "Oh, I usually work with this other doctor, but I help out over here too." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I was asking her about like my medication or I like calling it my prescription because it sounds less negative in my mind. Um, but I was asking her about that shit because I was like, well, like, you know, like, why did you only fill it for like 30 days if I'm just going to turn around and need the shit again? And she told me it's because, like, they could only fill it a little bit because you have to come for a follow up. But it's like their hospital's policy, their
Everybody's
hospital system's policy that like they can't just like keep filling the prescription. That like you have to come in for a checkup or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, that is what it is. And then she leaves. I'm sitting there for a few minutes waiting on the doctor to come in. And the doctor comes in. And it just felt like such a giant fucking waste of time. Because, like, we didn't really do anything with each other. Like, he just asked me how I was doing. He reiterated the information that the nurse lady had just taken back to me. We talked about me having COVID. And, like, it felt like I didn't feel like I was there with someone getting help. I felt like I was there with a professional drug dealer who was there to service me pharmaceuticals and medical exams. Because I told him about why I ended up at the ER when I had COVID to begin with, and he goes, "Oh, well, if you're ever experiencing chest tightness like that again," he goes, "just come to me and we can get you a stress test." And I'm thinking,
No
like,
way.
are you just trying to? I'm like, are you just trying to sell me shit right now? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me right now. Like we don't already know. Like I'm getting better. Like I've lost weight. I've been in a better mental space. I'm like, but I'm getting the impression that the only reason I'm even here is because I just have to show up so that you continue to give me drugs. And then when I explained to you like why I had felt like certain ways, rather than talk to me about it or just like kind of like be like, oh, I understand, or that's like you go, well, if you feel like that, come to me and we'll just give you a medical exam that we can bill you for. Like, don't get worried and go seek medical help. Just come pay for a test. Like, and I get that like a doctor, they see so many people and that like they get all the information off of our charts and everything, because it's not like I see the dude every other week and we have like a personal relationship and he knows every grandiose detail of my life. But I just feel like I have a person coming in here who is like pretending to know me and then like is just there to like sell me shit. And that was when I realized that like this shit is really just in my hands at the end of the day. Like, I mean, I knew that going in, that it's everything that happens is going to be based on my actions and what I do. But like before, I had that like naiveness of like, oh, I got someone here in my corner and they're on my side and they're watching out for me and this, that, and the other. And I left there really just feeling like a fucking number that like it don't matter, because like I'm just going back in 6 months from now. Like we didn't take blood, we didn't talk about my cholesterol, we didn't like deep dive into like like I told him like I had a couple things going on in my personal life that had led to me not being in the gym the last couple months. We didn't really deep dive in that. He just goes, well, you still lost weight, just keep losing weight and come back in 6 months. And I'm like, okay. I took a day off of work for this.
I think you have a bad doctor. And I know you're arguing right now, no one's ever going to be good enough or whatever. I'm telling you right now, that is not my experience with my primary care physician. I've only had two, and I've had over my entire time working where I work at. And the only reason I don't have the one I had at the beginning was because he retired from treating patients and went back to teaching new doctors. It is a very different experience for me. I went to a doctor today because I was there a month ago because I thought I had a sinus infection. I didn't have a sinus infection, but he noticed my blood pressure was elevated that last trip. He's like, come back and see me in 4 weeks. I want to check it again. I come back today, got my blood pressure checked, still elevated. He's like, all right, let's go through some things. So we go through all these things. He's like, okay, let me check it. Look, hey, you know what? Let's probably get that blood, get a blood draw, get some, get some things looked at, so forth and so on. It's like we are in two different worlds, and I'm not trying to be whatever to you, but I'm telling you right now, I have noticed that it is a different level of care that comes from the Cleveland Clinic system of doctors than the University Hospital system of doctors. The University Hospital doctors be on some, because Vanessa has had to deal with them, and they be on some bullshit. And I'm not trying to sell the university system as the better whatever, or the Cleveland Clinic system as the better doctors. I just know my experience is so very different than yours that it seems like it's got to be something going on there. like to be made to feel so less than, and like I guess it's on me to do this. Is just not how any medical professional should make you feel.
The thing about it was like I didn't feel like that before. Like when I felt like stressed and I was scared and all those things, I felt like there was genuine concern and care there before. And so like I don't know if like this is just how it is and I'm just seeing it now, or if maybe like because I am getting better and there wasn't much else to go on, that it was just kind of like, all right, well, see you in 6 months, because there's nothing that like it's almost like looking for a problem when there isn't one. In the like we know what the problem is and the problem's being worked on, but there were no other problems at that point to like go over. So like I don't know if I'm like just frustrated for no reason.
You're
like,
jaded.
I guess I should be happy that like there was nothing else to go over.
Sure, I'm glad there's nothing broken, but your frustration is a lady who seems to seemingly take your blood pressure wrong every goddamn time. But also, that's where if it is in your hands, like you say, that's when you got to be like, lady, this is not the proper way to take my blood pressure. I'm sitting up here, my legs dangling. You got my arm up in the fucking air. Everything about this is going to give you a shitty read. Let's sit on the fucking floor where we take blood pressure at. I'm not on the chair. I'm going to sit in a chair with my feet on the fucking floor, my arm in a proper location, and you try this again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when I was in the fucking ER with COVID, like I had full blown COVID. Like I came in with like my heart rate at like 130, and like I'm fucking sweat dying, and like I, like all that shit. When like I was in that hospital room with all that, my blood pressure was 130/78.
What probably
how is it worse?
Probably with a person
when I'm just
who takes blood pressure probably 30 times a day versus someone who takes it 3 to 4 times a day.
That was the machine, because they had me on the continuous read thing where like they had my arm in the cuff, and then like it would take it like every 15 minutes or whatever. So I'm laying in the hospital bed in the ER with COVID, and my blood pressure's 130. It was like 130/76, like for the most part, like 170 in that range. So like I'm in the hospital with COVID and my blood pressure is that low. But you're trying to tell me that now that just like in this room with you is 150/90? Like come
every
on
time.
now. Yeah, every time. Literally every time I come see you, it's the same thing.
Is she hot?
But like when I take it at home or like all these other places, it's not. It's like 132/78, like is like the highest it goes. So like, what is it? Are you just not doing this right, or am I just like something about you makes my blood pressure jump so much every time I come here?
It's them scrubs.
I get like it's like I said. It's like she's like, she goes, "Oh, do you feel okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just fucking nervous every time I come here." I'm like, it's just your doctor's office. I don't come here very often, So like, yeah, I have a little bit of like nervousness about me, but like, I'm not like I don't feel bad, Like I wasn't sick, like I wasn't like faint, I didn't feel like my blood pressure was an issue. It was literally I was in a room, nervous with a lady who I know always fucks me over.
Yeah, I usually ask for it because I'm usually quite nervous. I usually ask the nurse to take it twice, because that first one is always like, oh, I'm in here. I fucking hate the doctor, and you got a person that look like you looking at my charts and shit, fucking judging me. Like, I don't know, man. It's difficult, man. Like, yeah, it's not like I get to pick out the treasure chest when I'm done.
I could and did grab me a Dum Dum from the counter as I made my, because he wanted me back in 4 weeks, and so I did grab me a Dum Dum that I couldn't eat because I had to go to get blood work done, and I was actually already fasting because I was prepared today. I was like, he might ask me to get some blood work done. Let me not eat anything this morning. And I hadn't eaten since deep into
I went into it fasted too because I didn't know if they were going to draw blood on me or not.
Yeah, so I was fully prepared for once in my life.
What was your
and that worked out well.
What did you eat for lunch after you fasted? What was your meal back to life?
What the fuck did I eat today?
Me?
Well, both of y'all.
No, he asked what I. Either way.
Honestly, I know this ain't gonna sound good, but I stopped at Sheetz and I bought a 0 sugar Monster, and I had like one that make like a breakfast sandwich.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm pretty sure I have not had an actual meal today. I ate some of them animal crackers we was talking about the other day. I grabbed a bag of them when I was at Target earlier, and so I ate some of those. And I'm not joking when I tell you this. I don't think I've eaten anything else today, and I probably will have to take care of that at some point because my tummy right now, as we talk about it, my stomach like, hey man, what's going on here? So I probably will need to eat something sooner. Did I not? Oh no, I ate some of that rotisserie chicken on a bagel. So I got down with the get down that way. That's what I end up eating today. I'm just, you know me. I'm your number one fucking fan, so I'm always rooting for you. And I hate when motherfuckers in my opinion, be doing wrong by you. But like you said, maybe it was just how you felt about the situation. So you're not maybe this doctor's perfectly fine. But I be looking real side with the university medical system doctors because they be on some bullshit sometimes, man. And I say that because when Vanessa had black clots in her lungs, she had went to the doctor at university as recommended, and they was just like, oh, it's probably just pneumonia, and sent her home. But then she noticed, she like really was like, bruh, I don't know what's going on. It really hurts to breathe, so on and so on. So we ended up going to the emergency room. That is a Cleveland Clinic emergency room. And they was like, let me take a look and blah blah. And they was like, oh no, you're going to the hospital now. We're admitting you. This is fucking bad. And it's like, so I was like, so ever since then, I'll be looking at the motherfucker sideways. Because my lady could have actually died, literally could have died, had we not been smart enough to get up and carry her asses. Had she not been, I'll take no credit for it. Been like, this ain't right. Can we go to the emergency room? And I'm like, all right. And so I'll be looking at them real crooked like, and that's just what it is, man. So, and I'm glad you're well. All my blood work has come back fine, with the lone exception of being my good cholesterol still remains low. My actual cholesterol is low as well, but my good cholesterol is low too. And that's a bad thing because your good cholesterol needs to be higher, and you get it higher by exercising. And I have been trying to exercise. I know I ain't been, exercising, but it never budges. My cholesterol doesn't go up, my bad cholesterol doesn't go up, and my good cholesterol don't go up. I'm a dude who just has low cholesterol on both scales, and that sucks because it could be indicative of cardiovascular disease. But it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, man? There's no medicine that can make your healthy cholesterol go up. Exercising has not made it go up over years now. So it's not like I ain't been, attempting. And it's like, it's just how my cholesterol is in my body. So that, what am I to do?
Keep trying to close those circles is all you can do, right?
Every day, baby. I got my new this month's whatever is like, hey man, try to do 8 of this style of workout this month. And I'm like, got you, baby. I'm on that shit. But anything else, Box? I'm sorry.
No.
Slowly but surely, I see the Cavs are pulling ahead. That's good shit.
Nothing else like any other tales of like you and your brother getting together or
he texts me randomly every now and again, but I don't have any current plans to see him. No.
How's your mom? Vertigo and after her procedure.
Seems to be doing okay. I haven't talked to her in a couple days, but when last I talked to her, she seemed very lively. She was basically fine after the hospital visit because the Valium that they gave her kind of like cured the thing. So by the time I took her home, she was pretty much back to normal.
And I was, do you know, is vertigo something that pops up with enough regularity that maybe she has to keep some Valium on hand, or is it just like, don't worry about it, it's probably a one-time deal?
It could be either way. They said that it's possible that it never happens to her again. It's possible it could happen maybe one other time. It could happen all the time. It is no way of really telling. So as far as I know, she does not have a Valium script for it. Just if it happens again, go back and, might have to be monitored after that, get some tests done and shit. But It's possible that it was a one-off situation. It just so happened that it happened a week after she had heart surgery, so that was why there was major concern with her, because she's like, am I dying? That was her major thing, that she thought she might be dying because she couldn't get out of bed.
For sure. Well, certainly glad to hear that she is doing well, at least at last check, and that your little bro is still loving on his big bro. That's
Are you
pretty
still
dope.
been watching Yellowstone with your dad and stepmom?
No, they hate that show. I watched the whole thing by myself.
I thought you guys were giving it a try.
We watched one episode together, and then my stepmom thought it was boring, and so I watched it all by myself.
Oh my gosh. Tease world. Well, I told you I went to the doctor today, and everything seems to be like I said, all my blood work is popping up. Like, you're good. Everything's in normal range. Nothing is leaning one way or the other, with the exception of, like I said, my good cholesterol, which again is on the low side. And it's on the low side technically by, I guess, 4 milligrams, I believe is that measure. So it probably is just going harder, in the exercise realm that needs to occur to get that above or in the normal range. But fucking hell, bro. Stupid bodies. Besides that, man, everybody seems to be doing well and so forth. So Lee has a dance this weekend. It's the winter formal, so that's always a delight. Man, let me tell you something, bro. Yeah, it is much easier to pay for one child, but paying for your children to have to attend various schooling events, it's a lot, bro.
Well, I is Lee having any thoughts about working or anything, or?
They were talking about trying to find a job. They applied at one spot, but really didn't put any effort into it. I constantly tell them, and don't even bother. Like I said, if you can avoid it, don't work until you have to work, because fuck that. Because I get it, what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, get some life experience, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, man. One day you will be an adult. Trust me, you have to do it every day. Sometimes, what I'm saying, depending on, overtime situations, sometimes deep into all kinds of times. Man, my dog will not sit her ass still. She is on one tonight. So y'all going to be hearing my little dog's tippy-tapping toes and sneezing and running around all throughout this joint. So... And this is one Vanessa signs off on too. She's like, yeah, for real, don't work until you have to. And so I'm like, I'm with that. But one day he's gonna come through and he's gonna have a gig, and I know it. So I just have to I have to be accepting of that and know that it's gonna be all right. This is random, and really only Anthony will fully understand this. But these lamps time has come. And so I've been looking at some stuff on how I think I want to do it. And so my plan is this. You tell me what you think. I want to get 2 speaker stands so my rear speakers have a place to sit, because I use the lamps to sit my rear channels. And then I want to get a small little, what they fucking call that shit, a console, thin console that can sit behind the couch.
A couch table or a console table.
Yeah, so I can just set 2 lamps on them shits, and they'll be low. But I mean, that's good too, because they'll be like kind of like head level, and that's how I plan to light the room going forward. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but I'm kind of proud of myself. There's a light in my closet, pull string light, that has been once upon a time Vanessa pulled the string, or it got caught on her or something, and the string snapped and was gone. And so there has not been light in my closet for, I'm going to say, years. Because I kept saying, I just didn't think anything of it, because it's like, open the door, it's enough light that, ambient light that goes in there, I can go find clothes. But it had finally come around a point, I was like, I'm going to replace this light for you. So I try to find a nice light fixture to put in there, and I try to go install it. And the problem is, this house is ancient. Y'all know this house old as shit. And so the junction box is not a standard junction box, which, is, about 3 inches across, 3 inches across square. No, it's this old school hardened lead and steel situation that sits deep up into the ceiling. and there's really no points of that I can hit it like I need to. But I can connect the light, and I can kind of get it to hang up in there. But what I couldn't do is this back here. Yeah, it is. Put the goddamn dome on top of it, because my closet is wild tall. So now I'm on a step. You know how tall I'm a tall dude myself. 6'2", so 6'3" if I'm at the right doctor's office. And there's no way I can get up to that ceiling. So I have to be on a step ladder, and I'm up there, and it's still way above me. So I'm having to do all of this. And I'm like, but it's all said and done. I'm like, my shoulders hurt. Every time I try to get this up there, I end up knocking the entire fixture off the ceiling. Because, of course, like I said, I don't have a standard adjust box. That bad boy is hanging on by one singular screw as opposed to the two it's supposed to be hanging on by. And I just, every time I try to do this, because it still is a pull light, I have to run a string through this, get this up there with this rubber gasket, this screw, this little guy here, and then this nubbin, all while trying to get this light. This you can hear it. That's a little glass ceramic
the
situation popping there.
Light. Like it's one of those things that they they say that it's one of the quick fixes of that design. Where it's like they use that a lot in flips. The boob light.
Bruh, I got it because I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to put a nicer light in that closet for Nessa because, she uses the closet more than whatever, And no, the light works. It is up there. I did a good, like I said, if nothing else, basically electric shit I can do. And I know to turn the power off in the house. Trust me, I was not, fucking up or anything like that there. Power off, turned the power off in the house and did what I had to do. But, it was so frustrating. But also recently, in going with the light switch, why I decided to do that is electric company recently hit me up, was like, hey man, you want to get your kit? Our electric company in Cleveland will every now and again send you a kit of a bunch of cool shit, several light bulbs, several night lights. They also sent me a new power strip and so forth and so on. Just more power efficient stuff. And so that's what had energized me to go and try to finally repair the light situation in my closet. And again, we have a light now. Also, there's some hoe shit. So, okay, it comes with string, right?
Mm-hmm.
The string that's attached to the light itself, it tops this long. And I'm not joking when I tell you this. You know what I'm saying? So maybe 6 inches of string. So, of course, I'm like, come on, bro. But I had bought a extra hangy piece thinking, I'm saying, I'll get her the fancy pull cord. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like a little crystal bottle where you pull at. But it's still not long enough. So I at some point got to carry my ass back up to Lowe's to get a longer string. So it is a more of a, because at this point we still have to reach up to pull the light cord. And I'm like, that just is at some point going to mess up the whole damn thing. It did. I swear. Hey, the Lakers beat the Celtics. Nice. But it was driving me bonkers. But he was on his household chores or whatever fixing situation this weekend, and it's just, I don't know, just goofy. But I got it done, and now there's light in my closet. And then she's like, "Ooh, I gotta dust this closet because now the closet is revealed." And she's like, So she of course had to get in there and dust the closet because it was like hidden under no light for so long. But that's about all I've really been up to. I talked to my sister for a little bit today. She said all is well in her world. She was just checking in on me. So it was good to hear her voice.
When is your mom moving with your sister?
If it's going to go down, it's going to go down this year. So I think in the latter portion of this year. So we'll see how that all plays out. So let me know what's going on, Mama. I know you hear me. I know you listen. I hadn't asked you about this in a while. I probably guess I should have. She hit me up the other day. Dan, you will appreciate this or laugh it off. She's like, where is the new season of Halo at? And I was like, you watching that Halo show?
Oh,
that
they
show
literally announced. Good. I think they announced it's coming out soon.
Comes out in February. and it's pretty much the fall of Reach is the storyline this season. So
what is Halo?
If you fuck with Halo Reach,
what is that?
What's up?
Yeah,
Halo or the fall of Reach. Part of it. Halo is a video game from Xbox. It's a first person shooter. You play as the Master Chief, and you go around killing the aliens of the Covenant and or the Flood.
I meant more the show, but now it's all clearing up in my head.
Yeah. Well, it was a TV show based on that. Came out last year on Paramount Plus. It was poorly received by fans of Halo, but apparently received well by the good reverend that is my mama.
I mean, I'm a Halo guy and I liked it, but I'm the minority probably.
Nah, but you are the Halo guy who is the Halo guy. Me and Box have gone to get Halo from midnight openings. You know what I'm saying? Real Halo dudes. So I have to have more faith in your opinion than just the internet's, Oh, I know you never opened it.
Yeah.
They have your whole name on that shit, bro.
Oh yeah, it was.
You know what I have been doing? And I'll continue to tell you this. I continue to work on my video editing chops. Today, Vanessa came down and gave me an assist and taught me some shit. So here's the deal. Patrons, if you're probably not wondering, but if you were wondering, man, he ain't gave me that video yet, because I was working on my editing of it, and it took more effort because I wanted to put in multiple times on last week's show. We talked about videos, and we listened to them on the show, but I wanted you guys to be able to see them, and so I was like, how do I edit this in? So I figured out ways to download TikToks, to download Instagram things, and so forth and so on. These videos we are discussing. And if it works like audio, it should just be I go grab it from a folder and I throw it into the damn timeline. It does not work like that for video. So then I'm like, okay, it's like, okay, you have to put it over here first, and then you can drag it from here into the timeline. Every time I did that, it would give me the audio from the video, but not the video. And I could not figure out a fix for it. I would go on the internet and ask the internet. The internet didn't have a fix that made it. It was like, reset all of this. Restart your computer. Check your video card firmware or whatever. So forth and so on. Do all this shit. And so trust me, I did all these steps and did all of that. And none of it worked. I tell Vanessa about it. She goes, oh, there's a trick to that. And she explains the trick to me. I watch her do it. She does it like nobody, just literally throws the video in there. Just like that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so good. And so I immediately sit down and start editing, right? And the video she put in there is not playing at all. It's like basically acting like a still image. It's not doing anything. But she had just showed me how to do it, so I knew what to do. So I deleted it, went back and snagged it, dropped it in, so forth and so on. And I'm keeping it moving. I'm editing the shit out of the show. I'm feeling good. I'm double checking, making sure the video is there to play, and it is, and the song is right and everything like that. And then I'm like, man, I hate how this Premiere is laid out right now. Let me move some stuff around. So I'm moving shit around in Premiere and somehow managed to close that shit without having saved it. And I was fine. I was like, this is what it is. This is what learning is. This is how I'm going to get through it. So now it's like, I got the bright idea. Was like, wait a minute, just close it. Don't save it and open it up from where Vanessa saved it at least. I did just that, worked like a champ. And then by that point, I had done it all. You know what I'm saying? I knew where I had to get to in the timeline to go put the videos and so forth. I had accidentally made the video where the dude was talking about surface level and deep and all that good shit, we had talked about. I had managed to fade that in a way into the timeline. I was like, oh shit, I did something and didn't know how I did it. So then I had to figure out how I did that and repeat that activity. But that video is done. I have to export it. And I have exported a few videos for this operation at this point. And I'm not joking when I tell you, sometimes, depending on the video, it can be anywhere from a couple hours to a day. It just is a process. Video rendering is weird. It takes a long time. And, but that video I'm actually, when we finish up tonight, I'm going to export it. And so we'll see how long the render time is. And if it plays out like it should, it'll just be ready in the morning and I can go and upload it to YouTube. And then I can give you guys the link. The videos are on YouTube technically, but they're unlisted. So only people with the link can get them. which is how we do the videos for the patrons. And so it's nice, man. I did a lot of I was real happy with how I did shit today, and I've been figuring out stuff, and Premiere gets a little easier every week, and we find out that my mouse is being a bit of a butt, so we might have to get a new mouse. It's like, this mouse is being an ass, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm used to using this mouse, and it's more for shooting things than editing things. It's a good mouse for playing video games, but not a good mouse for editing. And yeah, so there's the experience thus far with T this week, man. Let's do what we do and wrap up this portion of the show and head on down to Reddit, where we go to the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? Where usually I have a few saved, or throughout the day I've been grabbing some. I had one saved. The one I have saved is, Am I the asshole for forcing my son to sell the car he's inheriting? And the two I pulled fresh are, Am I the asshole for telling my maternal relatives my brother choosing to do a mother-son dance with his stepmom is not dishonoring our mom's memory? And am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend I won money 15 years ago? I so knew that was going to be your reaction. So that is where we'll start. We'll start with the more chuck. Well, yeah, let's do a sad one
about the mother.
And yeah. Then we'll get to the less sad ones. Am I the asshole for telling my maternal relatives my brother choosing to do a mother-son dance with his stepmom is not dishonoring our mom's memory? I, 33 male, have a half brother, Jim, 24 male. My mom remarried Jim's dad, Ted, 58 male, after my dad passed away, and I live with them full time, spending my summers with my paternal grandparents overseas. And I live with them full time. That math ain't mathing, but I hear you. We were also close with our maternal family, most of them living in the same city. My mom passed away shortly after I left for college. We three were devastated. Ted moved to a new city for his job 2 years later. I kept in contact with them via social media, and we exchanged Christmas and birthday gifts, but never really hang out much in person after that, as I had an internship and then a job halfway across the country. A year after Jim and Ted moved, Ted met Ava, 50 female, and they married a year later. I was glad Ted was happy, and Jim had never told me he had a problem with Ava. The few times we met, though, Ava was nice. Okay. Now, Jim's getting married, and we agreed I would not be in the wedding party because I lived too far away. I helped out with what I could. However, and one of those, However, and one of those was picking. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I know how to read it. I helped out what I could. However, no, that didn't work. I helped with what I could. However, oh, okay, that comma shouldn't be there. That comma's making me stop. I helped out with whatever I could. However. And one of those was picking a song for Jim to have his mother-son dance with Ava. I don't know. When one of my maternal cousins asked me which aunt Jim picked for his mother-son dance and learned that it would be Ava, my two aunts and one uncle lost it on me. They told me I need to talk to Jim out of this madness, that one of the aunts, his maternal family, should take the role in place of our mom. They said Jim would be dishonoring our mom's memory by having a stranger take this honor of the dance instead of her real family. I told them that Ava's been in Jim's life since he was 12, and she helped raise him. I told them that it was Jim's right to dance with Ava as she was his maternal figure. I told them that I would ask Jim to dance with our aunts too. That way he would be honoring all the important people in his life. My maternal family called me and Jim assholes for dishonoring our mom's memory. I thought they were being ridiculous and deciding whether to tell Jim, as he doesn't need any more crazies during his wedding planning. Am I the asshole for what I said to my maternal family? As a guy who maybe one day might have to go through this, I am stunned by somebody who would be like, who would have the audacity to be like, that's disrespecting their mama's memory, because it's not in any way, shape, or form.
I agree with you, but you know what? Sometimes hit dogs howl. Like, maybe you ain't been in that in his life enough for him to ask you to do that.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's like my personal situation is weird because like my stepmom's been in my life since like I could remember. You know,
Yeah.
like I was like 1 when she and my dad were together. So, you know, like it's like I really have like 2 moms.
Yeah.
For not but my stepdad though, like he came around when I was like 21. So that would be a different situation where like yeah, it'd take a little seasoning there for me to feel comfortable with certain things. Even now I'm kind of like, all right, you're Joe.
You'll probably end up getting married someday, sir. Do you dance with both of them? How do you handle
Yeah,
that?
what do you do, man?
No. I'll probably
You're the closest of the 3 of us, probably.
maybe. I would dance with my mother. And nobody else's mother.
Would you do one of those coordinated friend dances where like you and your guy friends all get together and do like some like
What you mean on my guy friends?
Please don't make me dance.
I
Anthony.
mean, honestly,
please never make me dance.
From what we talked about, we would do a destination wedding. So, like, hey, if y'all want to play in the sand a little bit, go ahead. I'm not gonna make somebody do no shit like that.
If you asked it of me, sir, of course I would do it. Same for you, Box. You asked me, I'd do it for you. But sir, if you don't feel the need, that's okay.
I am such an empath. I wouldn't ask anybody to do anything I wouldn't want to do. Like I like, yeah, I wouldn't do that at all.
I've seen some pretty good ones on the internet though. Like that one that comedian put up the other day with her and her dad doing the perfect cast. That's pretty good.
Oh man, I'm just not a dancer, man. I never had it in me. My body don't got that kind of rhythm, and that's the point. Now, trust me, I've danced at every wedding I've attended with Vanessa
because she wants you to.
But I always am embarrassed, and I always feel a bit of shame, but I always feel like, but I always make her laugh, and that shit is pretty great. So, man, whew. Let's see what the comments say. You're definitely not the asshole in this situation. You made a reasonable and compassionate suggestion by offering to have Jim dance with your aunts as well, honoring both his maternal figures and his maternal family. It's important to respect Jim's choices and the bond he shares with Ava, who has been a significant part of his life. Your response shows an understanding and empathy, and it's the right approach to maintain harmony during wedding planning. I want to hit up let's do a Control F. You're the asshole. I'd like to see if I can come across a YTA. Not a 1. Because no one was going to call this guy an asshole for this. Because there's no way. Let's do a deep scroll here. Not the asshole. And please do tell Jim, because the crazies aren't going to take it quietly. He deserves a heads up from his loving big sister. I didn't know this was a sister. Was this a sister? I thought this was a brother this whole time. 33 male. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You just utterly misgendered my man, but whatever. And may I suggest he can honor your mom by dancing with you, her only daughter. Again, where did you pull all this from? This man said 33 male. Why have you just made this person? I'm not reading any more of your Drex person. You clearly didn't read this shit. This one is weird to me, so let's see what's popping here. Am I the asshole for forcing my son to sell a car that he's inheriting? This didn't happen yet, but my whole family is fighting over this, and I'll try to make this as short as possible. My father passed away in December. He owned a classic car. I believe it's a 50s Chevy Bel Air. My son, 17, is the only grandson he had. I have one sister who has 2 daughters, and I have 2 daughters along with my son. So there are 5 grandkids in total. My dad was never much of a girls' guy. He always got along with the boys more than the girls. Him and my son were very close. He has left the car to my son in his will. The rest of the grandkids got $4,000 each. The vehicle is valued at over $70K.
Damn.
My sister is livid. I am very unhappy as well. It's just blatantly unfair to his 4 other grandchildren. I don't understand the legality of the situation because it was left to him, but he is currently underage. The car is currently held at my mom's house. I don't know how to force him to sell it, but I think that it's what should happen, and the money can be decided. She wrote decided, but we know the V and the C are next to each other on the keyboard, so divided equally amongst the grandkids. That the way it should be. My son is very upset about this. He says Grandpa left him the car, so it's his car. I have money saved for his college. I'm almost considering telling him that his college money will be divided up amongst his sisters and cousins if he refuses to sell the car. Am I the asshole?
You big asshole. Like, obviously, Grandpa and him were close. They spent time together. He probably worked on the car with Grandpa. And, like, I mean, people don't admit it, but people have fucking favorites, man. Like, chill. And, like, he was he 12 or 14?
17.
Oh, he's 17?
17. Yeah.
Double fuck that. He only got like a year before he's 18. Like, man, I don't know what the I don't know. Yeah, just fuck that. Just fuck that. No.
Box.
Yeah, it sounds kind of shitty. Like, clearly they had some sort of relationship. You know, just let him enjoy his fucking car. What he wants to do with it. Like, stop trying to make shit fair. Sometimes life ain't fair. Like, you know, like coming from all half siblings. Like, let's just put it this way. Like, I got stuff from my grandmother that my siblings didn't get from her because they didn't have that kind of relationship. And like, there's stuff that like my siblings got from, you know, their grandparents that like I didn't get, you know. So, but it's not like people were demanding one way or the other that like shit went through. Like I could tell you, like, perfect example. When I was a kid, we all went to Disney World one year, right? And my siblings had gotten some spending money from their grandparents, like it's like $50 or whatever to like buy souvenirs and shit.
Yeah,
I didn't get $50 to buy souvenirs. I was like, you know, like 12, 13 years old, but like no one, you know, gave, like, my parents didn't make my siblings share their money with me, and they didn't turn around and give me $50 to make it fair. You know, I just had to fucking tough it out.
all facts. See what the comments say. You're asking the wrong question here. You need to ask yourself, did you intend to honor your father's last wishes about his property or not? It seems an unfair situation all around, but forcing him to sell it would certainly damage your relationship with your son. Is it worth doing that? You would be the asshole. Then he comes in. He said, good point made below by Cassie W309. This could open you up to legal action, OP. Think carefully about trying this. I don't recommend it. Adding another point here, many have posted this, but I want to highlight it. OP, you are so concerned with being fair to your daughters and nieces, but you don't seem at all concerned with being fair to your son. How is it fair to basically rob him of his rightful and legal inheritance? Man, bam, they came through with the raka. Spot on. OP's son inherited the car. OP did not inherit it. OP's sister did not inherit it. OP cannot take the car and sell it. Doing so in the U.S. would be a crime, grand larceny, in the second degree, and he would face jail time. While it may suck, OP's son is the one with the deciding power. Good shit, good shit. Let's do the old Control F and see if anybody is saying you're the asshole. The asshole? Oh. Well, I mean, I guess they're all saying you're the asshole. So wait a minute. We need to see if anyone says
not the asshole.
Not the asshole. And boom, boom. Let's see. Nothing's popping up. It's one of those ones where it got real. Yeah, there is nothing that is coming up with not the asshole. The NTA is only coming up in words where NTA are next to each other. So I'm going to go and know that. Now, what I want to do is we're going to leap back up to the top. Let's click on this person's name and see if they commented anywhere. Oh, okay. This bitch really got that. Well, this person did not, but still. This person wrote a thing saying, I applaud your desire to do the right thing by all your children. As is often the case, I'll disagree with some Redditors here. That will, of course, shock me and send me spiraling into a despair a couple of points. You need to talk to a lawyer about whether you have the right to take a gift given to your son away and sell it for the benefit of others. I'm not saying you can't, but I don't know that you can either. 2, I don't know that it would change my position or yours, but I'd be interested in knowing your mother's thoughts. Again, probably wouldn't change anything. 3, if you cannot make him sell the car, you almost certainly can prohibit him from using it until he's no longer a minor, or while he lives in your home, if you prefer. 4, I suspect the best answer is what you addressed in your last paragraph. I think you probably can take his possessions. A, he gets to keep the car and provided he insures it may drive it if he reaches the age of majority. B, until then, he must find a place to store it unless you have a place that he can do so. He's just fucking this kid over. C, you've made it clear to him that his grandfather distributed the wealth unfairly. And D, to correct the unfair distribution, you would withdraw from his college fund the amount equal to 4 to 5 of the. Fuck you. And then it kept going after that.
So the car that's worth $70,000, you're gonna take $70,000 away from him. Like, I dislike very much when like these people assume that all these you suggesting to me like, hey, you know what? Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's all. Yeah,
that's
like
that kind of shit is.
You don't know my circumstances. Like, I asked you, was I an asshole? Yes or no? Keep it at
that. My husband, oh man, and that's what that comment has. That's why I couldn't see it until I went and clicked into it. It has minus 1,862 karma. They just been saying, fuck this dude. And in fact, I'm going to join. It's a minus for me too. This is the OP. My husband, responding to that, all that this person wrote. My husband thinks we should leave everything as is, but maybe to speak to my mother about leaving more to the girls than to him when she passes. That is where most of the money is since she has my dad's estate. There were some things passed down after he died, like the car, some money for my sister and I, plus the grandkids. I think this is a good way to go about this. She has minus 1,818 on her comment. People have been asking old bird, how much did you get? And she ain't answered that question because she probably got a lot of dough. Why can't she give some of her dough to the grandkids? Okay, so she answered. She said she got a little more than the grandkids, the granddaughters, about $6,000. But you don't seem to need it because you say you got dough stuffed away from here and there and the third. So why don't you just get it to the girls?
So she seemed like she mad that her son got more than she did, pretty much.
For real. Okay. Yes, we got some money too. A little more than the girls. Most of the assets went to my mom. There are only a few things that he passed to us when he died because he knew the rest of it will the rest of it will be when my mom goes. You know what I'm saying? So basically, when their mama died, they'll get the rest of the shit and they'll all be stinking wealthy because apparently this is just what this family has. You really need to think, somebody says, you really need to think long and very hard about whether you'd like to stay in contact with your son. If you go through with this, you'll be forcibly taking away the very last thing his grandpa gave him. You're undermining the decision of a dead man and blatantly disrespecting and disregarding his last wishes. That would make you an absolute awful daughter to him before we even get to your son. As for your son, he is 17. If he is made to sell the car and divide money, I see it very, very likely he uses the money he has left to get as far away as possible. Okay, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna leave that be. This person responds, didn't think about the possibility of him taking his share of the money and moving. I don't think he would, but I'm not prepared to take that chance. I should let myself calm down for a bit. I've been worked up because my sister and her husband are extremely mad and talking my ear off about this. My girls, which the oldest is set to get married in 2024, are also very unhappy. Y'all all hate on this boy for having a good relationship with his grandfather. And I just don't fuck with that. That's not his fault. And in fact, it's pretty much your fault for not having a better relationship with this man while he was still around. But whatever. Hey, we won the game. 108 to 101. Go Cavs.
Whoop, whoop.
Last one. Am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend I won money 15 years ago? Unless they've been together for 16 years, I'm just going to tell you right now, no. So, y'all got any opinion on that one?
Even if they were together for that amount of time, no.
Yeah, I don't think so at all.
There you go. I don't know what I did wrong or what I did or if what I did was wrong, and I need some advice. I didn't want to post this on my real account because I'd like to be anonymous as possible. With a name called Sweet-Cherrypies. Sweet-Cherrypies is what they named themselves on Reddit. My boyfriend, 35 male, and I, 35 female, were discussing finances as he wanted to be on the same page. My boyfriend moved in with me unexpectedly 3 months ago as his landlord decided to move into the property with his family. We were discussing finances, and the topic of how I own my place came up. I explained I want some money, not a lot, but enough to be able to put myself through nursing school, purchase my home, and have some savings back in 2009, and bought my place outright, and then rented it out until I moved back into it in late 2018. Obviously, I had some luck on my side as this was right in the middle of a recession, so I got my place for real cheap. He says I deceived him by giving him the impression that I was financially well off, and that led him to believe I was more business savvy than I was. I don't know how I did that because I literally work as a nurse and make decent money, fully own my home, fully own my car, have decent retirement plans and a decent saving. I'm fairly certain that I am financially better off than most people I know. He says that he can't trust me anymore and that he was stupid to have listened to my financial advice. But the thing is, I never gave him financial advice, except for telling him not to buy the car that was, in my opinion, unreliable and much too expensive. I did deceive him by not telling how I got myself financially stable. FYI, we've been dating for almost a year and a half. Fuck this dude. Anyway, there's edits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's go through the edits. Just had another very weird conversation with him, and I honestly can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, so he's definitely a gold digger. He asked me how much I have in savings and seemed impressed with how much, and then said maybe he reacted too aggressively. Then asked/told me that he still wants the car. I advised him not to get. He hinted at me getting it for him as a birthday present since it's his birthday in early March. I am definitely dumping him. Going to wait until my 2 sisters and my brother-in-laws come over before I break up with him in case he reacts crazy. I'm glad I didn't have to tell her because it was about to be, hey, baby, them some red flags. Edit 2. He's jealous and also resentful. He's ranting about how he would have tripled the money if he had won it. Number 3. He's saying that the money is wasted on me because I don't make money. Apparently, I should have been investing it in some high-yield stocks and other shit. FYI, I do get financial advice from a financial advisor I trust, but I am a risk-averse person, so I would never invest in any manner this idiot is telling me. Sure, the chances to get a lot of money is there, but it's also a chance to lose. Edit 4. He's now on a crazy rant because I suggested we take a break from this argument because I don't want to ruin my few days off. My God, I can't believe how he's behaving. He thinks he's so clever, but I am thoroughly disgusted. Oh, it's absolutely over between us. Edit 5. Okay, so I understand him better now. So my house / the property it's owned is what led him to believe I was much richer than I am. He assumed I was loaded. So he's telling me I actually got lucky. So me telling him I actually got lucky pissed him off. Then when he found out how much in savings and assets I have, he perked up and had a change of mind. He's now telling me that with just a quarter of my money, he can show me how to invest on the stock market and make real money. Oh, he's genuinely deluded. This seemingly got taken care of by itself. I don't know if we have to mention or say anything. That man is crazy. After a date in a year and a half, that's a fine time to be like, this is where we wrap this up at. Thank you for your time. Go have a good life. Get the fuck out of my house that I own. That's bonkers, right?
Very, very.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh my gosh. I you know what? I didn't write down. I don't even know if I watched anything this week, y'all. I'm not being real with you. I kind of don't think I did. I played some more Fortnite. Turnip Boy robs a bank. Y'all might remember I talked about a game called Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion at some point last year because I played and beat that game to delight. Well, there's a new Turnip Boy game out. It's Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Unlike the last one, it's not an adventure RPG-ish game. It's more of a roguelite. So you go and basically you playing the levels over and over again as you level up, and then you as you level up, you can get deeper into the levels and so forth and so on, and stack more cash and get more power ups and so forth and so on. And I've been having a good time playing Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Fun game. It's on Game Pass if you have it, and it's also on Steam for I think it's like maybe $14. Cheap game. Very much enjoying that. I watched Hot Ones with Sydney Sweeney. Fun episode. She was a real good guest to have on there. I don't know her acting chops like that. I know she's on Euphoria and she's in the new Spider-Woman movie. And so that's basically what she was there doing press for. But in general, she just seemed to have a good time with Sean. They seem to have a real fun, go at it. And so I enjoyed that episode of Hot Ones. So that was fun. I don't know who's on Hot Ones this week.
John Oliver.
Oh yeah, that ought to be good. He seems like a good guy, a fun guy to have on in there for that. Basically, just watch YouTube, y'all. You know it is watching people react to shows and so forth and so on. Because there really ain't really a lot to be had. I think that's it. Didn't listen to anything out of the norm. I'm trying to open up my Spotify to see if I had pulled anything up recently. I gave the new Ben the Butcher, Everybody Can't Go a spin. It's a pretty good album. Hit Boy and The Alchemist produced it. So, some real dope beats and stuff like that. Yeah, that's about. And I listened because of the internet because I love Childish Gambino. And he has been everywhere lately because his show's about to come out. Or is it out already? I've been seeing people
it might come out tomorrow.
Okay, so maybe reviewers have it in their hands. Everybody's talking about how good it is. I got a nod from IGN. This guy who was talking shit about it on the internet came back and said, I just watched all 9 episodes of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I apologize. I clearly didn't know what I was talking about. So I'm like, oh, okay, I fuck with that. But we already know Donald Glover's an amazing actor, producer, writer, all these things. So I feel like I have never seen anything Donald Glover has been in that made me go, that's not good. Because he's just good at what he does. So I'm down for some of that when that drops.
That Han movie wasn't that great.
Which one?
Solo.
I love that movie. So we simply disagree. And he played a great Lando Calrissian. That movie may not be great overall to you, but his part in that movie is damn good.
See, that's where I was getting you on the technicality, because you said everything he's been in has been great. He was good in that movie, but I didn't think that movie was that great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed it because of him and Khaleesi. The rest of that movie, but them two.
So we agree.
And Vision. I know it's Vision. You know what I have been doing? I have almost finished now. I wanted something to read, and I have not been able to find anything, so I re-downloaded the Bobaverse books 1 through 4, and I am currently almost done with the 4th book, which is called Heaven's River. If you like hard sci-fi with an interesting backstory to it, so like I said, the science in it is pretty solid, but the story itself is what makes it a delight. I would highly suggest you give the Bibleverse books a listen. They are Audible exclusives, so if you want to listen to them like I do, you can only get them from Audible. But I mean, I guess you probably go find CDs at the library or something like that. That's a thing that still exists. But those books are super duper fun. I'll tell you. I'll basically give you the overall thing. This guy, he managed to become like a tech millionaire, and he considers himself an atheist and so forth. And so he had signed up to have his basically have his head frozen, Walt Disney style, if he died. And he does end up dying, wakes up 130 some odd years later, and the whole world is different. And because it just, imagine taking off from there. This ends up getting you into space travel, war, and so forth and so on. It's a very good series of books. I'm telling you right now, I think you, if you focus, like I said, you focus on hard sci-fi, and the science itself is real good, hard science, but the fiction is real good. I would tell you the Bob Hurst books are a delight, and apparently he's working on a 5th one now, and I'm excited about that. So get down with those. Gentlemen, what have you been entertained by this week?
Watched a couple more episodes of Ted, so I think I've got like 2 left or so. I watched both Jack Reacher movies and almost both seasons of the show. I think I have 2 episodes of that left. And then I started watching Suits again. So I never finished it. And so I kind of figured out where I had left off at the show, and I rewatched that episode, and then I've continued on. So now I'm almost done with season 7, so I have seasons 8 and 9 left to watch.
That show has been doing big numbers for about the last half a year. It just, all of a sudden, everybody just started watching Suits again. It became like people's comfort food, and they very much enjoyed it. And the bullshit of that is the actors don't get residuals for it. It's hoe shit. It's the hoiest of hoe shit. Like I said, that's why a lot of people was fighting the good fight in these the acting and writer strikes. Because
I've been watching it on Peacock, so I keep seeing the commercial for Carl Tart's new show.
I gotta watch it. I keep saying I gotta watch it, but I've yet to
really, really
watch it.
funny. Like, especially like, if you like fuck with NPR stuff, like it.
Yeah. And you know I do.
It's a fun show.
Yeah. Plus that's the homie, so we always try to support. So it's cool. Anything else, Box?
I watched this movie the other day, Tragedy Girls. It had like Alexandra Shipp and the girl who plays Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool movies. It's like Brienne Hildebrand or something like that.
Okay.
It was like a comedy horror movie that came out like 7 years ago, I guess. I think that's about all I watched a lot of Suits in the last like 48 hours. So, and I watched, like I said, both of those Reacher movies with Tom Cruise, and then I watched the entire first season of Reacher on Prime, and I'm almost done with season 2. So that's been a lot of my TV viewing, the last like week.
Dig.
Well,
Anthony?
I finished watching Saltburn. It was okay.
Oh, no. So last week you hadn't even started Saltburn, so go ahead and walk us through it.
I watched Saltburn. It was okay. It was weird. I kind of feel like it was kind of gross to be for no reason on some of the parts.
Gross for no reason. It felt like they were like, let's do something daring.
It's like
it ends up.
It's like where you see a bunch of people with purple hair. It's like red is safe, and then like a green or blue is too far, but purple hair. I'm edgy, but not that edgy. But yeah, it was like I feel like so. Spoilers
for Saltburn, people. If you don't know, if you think you want to watch that movie, here's where you can dip out for a few.
So,
and for my video watchers, I'll give you a thumbs up when spoilers are over.
Okay, so it's this part where one character jacks off in a tub or masturbates in a tub, and then another character, when the water's almost out of the tub, slurps up part of the water, which means you know how cum is viscous. I mean, the viscosity of cum. So you get the point. And I was just like, that's fucking it's kind of gross. Not that he wanted to suck some cum, but bathwater cum. Come on, man. And then there was another part, and I was just like, it was just. It doesn't. It kind of doesn't go along with the rest of the movie. Like and not to mention that's kind of up for like near like the beginning of the movie. As it goes on, it doesn't really like follow suit with that almost. It's another part where he goes down on a young lady when she's when she has her monthlies, and then he like wipes it on her face, and it was like, okay, I understand. Like to some people that might be taboo, but like the rest of the movie, it was just like I like the way that it was set up, and you could see like at the end, like and we pulled the wool over your eyes. He set this whole shit up the whole time.
And that's why I told you it's Memento-esque in that way.
Like I didn't hate it, but it was just like, they didn't really have any girl stuff at the end. Like it was just like,
bruh, this dude.
He fucked the grave.
Fucked the grave. Like literally, they show him, pulling his meat out to fuck the fresh,
the fresh dirt.
And I'm like, and none of this is disturbing. Like I said, I'm not disturbed by any of it. I'm more like, what the fuck is that, bro? That's exactly what it is for everything that happens in that movie. That they think is disturbing. I'm more like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Like,
what is that?
He pulled out his meat and put it in the soft dirt.
And then at the end of the movie, he danced around his house.
What is
dance around his house?
He is now
naked with a dope little song playing underneath it. And there you go. Have you been shocked? Hadn't Saltburn shocked you and made you think it's wild and crazy? And I'm like, no, it has not done that to me.
Yeah,
it's made me think that it's overrated as fuck, and I can't believe that it's getting nominations for shit. But I guess that's what it always is. You pull your dick out, or you show your titties in Hollywood, they'll throw you a nomination. They will. They truly will. That lady got nominated for that awful Marilyn Monroe movie last year because she put them titties out.
She always put her breast out. I think it was I haven't watched it, but it's like it's NC-17, so it's more. It got to be some like dick on the way down or something like that because it's NC-17. Something else is going on in that movie.
Sir, this is but an IMDb search away.
But okay, so I said I watched Saltburn. I guess we can get a thumbs up now. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I've been this has been one of those weeks. Like, all right, man, I really got shit to watch. So my new show that I do that with, I don't have anything to watch because I started watching The Big Bang Theory or something like that again. I've been watching I Think You Should Leave. I love that show. I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. But I have a particular favorite episode. It's season 3. I think is season 3, episode 4. Or is it episode 3? Fuck that. Just watch all the episodes because there are only 6 episodes in each season. There's 3 seasons of it. I know it's not quite T's thing. He empathizes with characters too much, and he probably couldn't watch it. But I love that show.
Vanessa absolutely loves that show. Watched it over and over again. Found out recently her dad loves that show and her nephew loves that show. They watch it all the time. I see the joke. I see it all. Like it'll pop up on like TikTok and all that shit. It's like, sure about that? Yes, that comes from that show, right?
And my son says, I'm like, man, be quiet. You ain't ever seen that show before, man.
All right, let's go over why Blonde, the Anna de Armas Marilyn Monroe picture, was rated NC-17. I'm going to read you a list from the Parents Guide of the movie on IMDb.
Gore.
Sex and nudity, severe. Sexualized nude female photos / pinups featuring extensive female breast and body nudity, internal female genitalia, sexual violence, and public female upskirting. Nice. Marilyn is topless in several home sequences that display lengthy female nudity. There's frequent female breast and nudity. There are 3 explicit internal vagina scenes, including a graphic abortion. Oh, so that internal was meant. There's a scene of full frontal female nudity displayed, as well as an oral sex scene, female on male, with a close-up of her face and her hand on his genitalia.
Dick on the way down.
There's also female rape shown several times, glorified female upskirting, threesomes, and other mature themes throughout. An adult female's bare breasts are displayed while she bathes a nude female child. Adult full frontal female nude is also shown when she stands as the nude female child runs from the tub. A woman is graphically masturbated by a man. I don't masturbated by a man. I guess, okay. In a movie theater, a woman is forced to perform explicit oral sex on a man, while the man also degrades her during the forced sex act. She imagines a theater full of people watching her. During an audition sequence, a woman is shoved on a table by a man and then graphically raped from behind. There's a lengthy threesome sequence displaying female breast and body nudity, as well as graphic thrusting and moaning. Excessive female breast nudity is also displayed throughout the movie. Norma Jean's mother's bare breasts are shown during a bath scene, followed by a full... people coming through and write these things down, so that's why you're going to have ones that kind of match. We're shown Marilyn's nude breasts and nude body in many magazine covers and photos. A man creepily puts his hand on Marilyn's leg. Female upskirting is glamorized when the camera zooms in on Marilyn's scantily clad buttocks during a lengthy photo shoot with her dresses blown up. Marilyn's naked calendar is shown at an LA Actors Circle, which displays female breast and body nudity. Men describe starring in porn films while calling a woman a prude. Lengthy and gratuitous female breast nudity is displayed when a man takes Marilyn's dress off and stares at her bare breast in the mirror. Marilyn has sex with 2 men in a cinema. One masturbates her and she moans. Marilyn is shown in a photo shoot which depicts lengthy upskirting. Man, they're really on this upskirt shit when the camera zooms in multiple times to focus on her buttocks in tiny panties.
Well, it's funny because like that scene that I'm guessing it's about, because I haven't seen that movie. They make her put on in real life like several pairs of underwear so you don't see anything. So why is that such a big issue?
Female nudity is shown pervasively throughout, as well as sex, threesomes, internal female genitalia, and female rapes, which could be triggering, including scenes of masturbation, forced oral sex, and forced abortions. So that's the sex and nudity description of this movie. There's alcohol, frightening, intense scene, so forth and so on. Oh, there's a whole nother sex and nudity situation. They kept going on this one. So there's a lot of titties in that movie. Yeah, you're correct. Good call. Oh, goodness me. Anything else, Ant? You were saying anything else you watch or read or listen to?
I've been listening to Bag of Bones by Stephen King, and since Stephen King is reading a book, I have not been able to get into it. I have been playing RoboCop pretty heavily for the most part, because I know.
Can it bring you over to the first person games?
Maybe. I guess it depends on how good the game is. I'm really enjoying RoboCop. I've been a RoboCop fan for a long time, and I've been enjoying it. I have The Last of Us. Like, I bought it, but I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I think that's really about it. I've been watching my weekly HGTV shows like Hometown and crap like that, but and Celebrity IOU, which Rosario Dawson was on there this week, and I was like, not mad, but like, so she's in what's it, Ahsoka, and
Ahsoka,
they just keep on talking about that, but like Rosario Dawson has a deep ass. Yes.
Catalog of all kinds of movies.
And all they want to like, yes, and you're like, yeah, can we talk more about Star Wars with you? I'm like, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up, Scott and Drew. I'm so tired of y'all shit.
I mean, look, I know you'd rather talk about Clerks 2 or Kids or any number of other cinema classics
she's been in
that
so
she has
many
been
things
involved
though.
in.
Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Men in Black 2.
I have not seen that before. I've never seen any.
Men in Black 2, way better than
I
he
haven't seen
deserves
any
to be.
Men in Black movies.
Say word.
I wouldn't ask anybody to ever watch Kids again, even though like she's like, not in the movie a whole lot. Yeah, I would never ask anybody to watch Kids, but yeah, just HG. Man, I'm still thinking about going back to Discovery Plus because like you lied to me, HG.
It's just enough missing
like,
from Max.
it's not enough of the programming. Like I used to watch You Live in What, and I would just my day would be like fucking hunky dory, man. I would just be rolling like all day long. Like that show was just so incredible to me, and yeah, you lied, HBO Max.
Fair. Well, you know the deal is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share show wherever possible. You know what I'm saying? Give us that subscribe on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You get an audio version of the show over there, but I mean, hey, you just turn it on, let that shit play, and that's dope, you know? If you want to support the show financially, got a few stars away, consider supporting us over on Patreon. We're members at the $5 tier. Get extra content each week, early access new shows, and a video version of this very show that T is learning how to edit every day. We also have merch. Hello at tpublic.com/user/stage country book, all one word. Consider buying a shirt. I think I'm gonna get a new sweatshirt. I think I want to go, if I can get the podcast in a yellow sweatshirt. I think I'm gonna get it, or a yellow tee. I'm depending. I feel like the logo will pop. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you about. That's what I was gonna talk about. We gotta do that episode that we talked about forever ago, but it makes sense in February. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. And hear from you this week, we got a little bit of everything this week. We got some show on the Spotify page. We got some stuff and we got a phone call, and we got a voicemail, and a text message. So let's jump over to the Spotify page right quick and hit the interact tab, and let's see what our interaction was. My question, or what I wrote, was little kid versions of OG cartoons, which at this point themselves OGs. You down? Because we talked about Flintstone Kids and a pup named Scooby Doo. Like, Carrie hit us up. Damn right, a pup named Scooby Doo is better than the OG. My hot take. Flintstone Kids gave us Captain Caveman. It did not. Captain Caveman existed before Flintstone Kids, but it gave us Captain Caveman and Son, which is what he wrote here. Yeah. And Muppet Babies used to kick off Saturday morning cartoon watching. All three go. Carrie, man, I respect your opinion on the matter,
Muppet
sir.
Babies.
And it's not the deal. It's not that I didn't watch all of these shows. So don't get it twisted. I wasn't a snooty snob as a youngster. I just recognize as a grown up that Flintstone Kids ain't doing shit when it comes to
It's a living.
The Flintstones themselves.
Yeah. Like Muppet Babies was my gateway to Muppets. Like, I was disappointed that Scooter wasn't never part of the actual Muppets. I wonder what happened to her. Did she like start doing heroin and when she got older or something, or why wasn't she part of the Muppets?
All right, let's head on over to the voicemail email situation. All right, I'm gonna play this voicemail. We gotta be. It'll just play. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got the ability to just play it, but if we talk over it, it'll fuzz up. So,
hello, it is I again. I think this is the first one of the new year. Maybe it is. I've lost track. But anyway, Happy New Year. Good to hear you guys again. And I thought I would say something before another few weeks go by, and I forget my train of thought. That episode a few weeks ago with Nick Dew was great. And I think she articulated something that I think a lot of people are feeling and are not articulating. It's being the last year. I remain guardedly optimistic as far as, the fall and beyond. But you just never know. And I think that's part of what's hanging over a lot of people's heads. Certainly mine. Maybe all the people who responded to Elmo feel the same way. Don't know. So there's that. I had a whole list of stuff. I'm just going to mention that. And another thing she brought up, I wholeheartedly support. She mentioned the 12 days of Christmas. I'm one of those people who keeps my stuff up until all the way till the end, until tomorrow, February 2nd. Because I acknowledge the 12 days. People throw out their trees on the 26th, some of them. It's disgusting. So yeah, you got to honor that. You got to honor the Three Kings. You got to do all that. Plus, another reason I do it, I honor another birthday along that line, and that's my own, which is February 1st. So anyway, that's another reason I keep it up. Just a little bit of sunshine and brightness for me, strictly for me. But that's it. I had more. That's enough. Anyway, again, keep up the work, and I'll be listening. All right.
It's the homie William Jackson Kent. Thank you, sir, for your
Happy
support
birthday.
as always, and for the listens. Happy Born Day, good sir. I hope it was an amazing day. I hope you got some cake. If cake is your deal, and if not, whatever you would love to have on your birthday, I hope you got
a vegan donut.
I hope you did not have a vegan donut. I'm not gonna lie to you, back. My man Bill Slater hit us up and said, this is a text message. You know what I'm saying? Again, you can call and or text that number, as you can see. So here we go. And it says, love the theater talk at the start of the show today. Sad we lost so many theaters in this area. But the company coming to Great Northern sounds pretty promising. Here's some more information about the renovations coming. Opening is planned for early summer. I know where I'll be seeing Deadpool. He didn't know that I read an article about that already. That's pretty dope. And I didn't know that he sent me another article. He sent me an article I guess directly from Phoenix Movies, discussing what they're here. Let's take a quick look. I can click on it. Just a press release, basically saying it's on and popping, and they come to Great Northern, so fuck with it. Thanks, Bill. Good to hear from you, good sir.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you as well.
Thank you both.
Yeah, birthday boy, my man. And good to hear from you as well, Carrie. Thank you all for your support and hitting us up and so forth and so on. It's always good to hear from you and know that we're not just shouting into the void. Which, though I have the math to back that up, it's always good to know otherwise, you know? But that is, of course, the 216 is all.
Yes.
It's Tatum.
I want a peach cobbler.
Hey, man, them patty peach cobblers are guys hit. I get the double crust.
You know what? I seen it was funny. I heard that from another podcast source, and I picked that bad boy up, and I was like, this bitch hefty. Like, I might have to get one soon. Because they got apple peach, they got a couple different ones.
Yeah. Put that in the oven. Don't microwave it. You know how I get down. It gives you oven instructions. Put that bad boy in the oven, let it heat through. Patty. What's that guy's up?
I follow him on Instagram. Like, still hilarious.
I fuck with it. There you go. It's my boy Box. We out here.
My Instagram feed is full of peaches.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Peaches for free if you're on Instagram. And, if you know places on the internet. Places.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Mr. McMahon today, Lunch.
I'm okay.
I am the internet's Tabriel 713. You have just been podcast, so I know you loved it. We will catch you next time. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.